In St. Peter's, 85 in Florissant, 85 downtown at the Arch. And as our breaking news at the top of the hour reported, country music icon Dolly Parton has died. Her family breaking the news this afternoon. Here's her nephew, Brian Seaver.
Dolly has lived in the light and is in the arms of Jesus, surely met by Carl, her parents, and countless others who have watched her and longed for her to meet them in the heavens.
Just 4 days ago, Parton said, quote, "I still have so many things I want to achieve." Again, Dolly Parton dead at the age of 80. I'm Maria Akina, KMOX News.
Sandberg Phoenix serves your business in litigation, intellectual property, and products liability. We're more than a law firm. We're committed to your success. Learn more at sandbergphoenix.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Good afternoon, St. Louis. DGS 104.1 FM, KMOX. Really sad. Dolly was just Dolly. Just seemed like a completely cool, generous, kind person. Right?
Yeah.
Never ever heard anything bad about Dolly.
No, I think there's pretty unanimous agreement that everybody liked her.
Yeah.
I almost bought some of her cornbread recently.
I can't believe Maria didn't put that in the newscast.
Rachel thought about it, but then she thought, that's not going to be good for my diet. Don't need a whole pan of cornbread sitting around.
Yeah, that's sad.
I'm not the biggest fan of her music.
No, nor am I.
But I did really enjoy her personality, and I love the movie Steel Magnolias, and she's like my favorite part of that whole movie. So
Yeah.
very sad. May she rest in peace.
Yeah. I mean, she was just a thing in my lifetime. What is she, like 19 years older than me, I guess? Dolly Parton.
Mm-hmm.
So, R.I.P.
She passed away at the age of 80.
Yeah. She seemed very, very cool.
It's a heck of a good run.
Yeah. I'll take it.
Length, obviously everybody wants more, right? I mean, who doesn't want someone cool to live longer? But still, 80 years is pretty cool. But all the achievements, all the cool things, all the people that really liked her.
Yeah.
It's hard to be famous for that long and everybody goes, yeah, she's great. Like nobody's telling stories and what you don't know about her.
Right.
That's crazy.
And every time we lose someone like this, because there's so few people like this, I always think, and yet all these a-holes are still alive. They're still walking around.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Andrew, you two broken up about it to even speak?
Yeah. I mean, it's sad.
Oh, boy.
I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
I'm kind of in Team Andrew on this.
There's our quote for the 5 p.m. newscast.
It's sad.
Dave Glover Show producer Andrew Stoll says
I'm not gonna thrash around on the ground and bawl it's sad. I didn't know her. It wasn't like my family member.
I mean, I think that's fair.
I'm the wrong person to talk to when celebrities die because I don't generally. I care in that it's like, oh
yes,
that's quite sad. A lot of people. She was important to a whole lot of people.
Yep.
Very few celebrities are important to me, so it's kind of just like, oh,
yeah. I'm with Team Andrew.
That's a darn shame.
She's a cool person, and I think it's admirable that everybody likes her. But I didn't know her. I don't have that same feeling of loss because I don't know the person.
Yeah,
now we're having a competition who liked her the least.
No, I think we know, Dave, that you loved her the most.
I just mean she was a
Rachel was second.
She was an iconic lady who's gonna leave a big gap for a lot of people. There was nobody else quite like her, I think, in that space of like females in country music. Nobody else was quite as important or quite as iconic and as important to the genre and as important to pop culture as she was.
Wow, look who loves Dolly.
Yeah. See, he's trying to save
what
it.
a eulogy.
But
Trying to save it.
But it's also like
You just came full circle in like less than 2 minutes. You're like,
He's like, the more I think about this, the more I am pretty broken up.
well, no, it's like I'm just trying to say, it's like I'm not like happy. I'm not like celebrating it, but I'm also like, it doesn't really affect me.
okay.
Yeah. I don't think that's irrational, right?
No, it's not.
I think that because I feel the same way. So if it is, I guess I'm irrational too. Like, it's hard to feel a loss of someone you never knew.
Why do I feel like you two are doing a Tom Cruise and Dustin Hoffman Rain Man
It just
thing?
keeps going on.
Well,
It's like, we get it. You don't care.
He's
we get it.
interpreting for Andrew and like,
Well,
no.
I was put in a weird situation. You go like, why
because
did you say anything?
You guys are
And I'm
looking
like,
at
well,
us like we're crazy.
Yeah, because I'm like, because I don't really care, and you're like, what a
I
horrible
totally
thing to
understand
say.
what you're saying.
You guys are acting like it was horrible for me to be like, I don't care.
Oh my! Do you think any other radio show in the world is fighting about the death of Dolly Parton?
Literally, no.
This is a layup, and we are not making it.
We made the layup to start the line. We just clanked one later.
And I'm misunderstood because he, in fact, the more reasonable of the two of you, is saying like, well, you guys are gonna feel crazy. Like, I think all we did was go, oh,
No, you gave a look. Go back and look at the stream. Your eyeballs got real big, and you're like, oh.
So the reason I'm laughing is because Andrew clearly does feel positively toward her, but
Yeah.
he made the decision to go, yeah, it's sad. And then now this is where we're at.
I'm not a Dolly Parton hater. Like, I
Not at all.
was quite fond of her.
I just love that the newsroom was probably like, oh, this is good. We have the DGS coming up. They'll handle this
Perfect show
respectfully.
to handle this.
This is great.
They'll have a lot to say. And I'm like, the cornbread looked really good. However, trying to stay in a calorie deficit.
I almost said the same thing, which was that I always want to get her frozen meals.
They look delicious.
They look delicious, but they're like $7. I'm not paying that, Dolly.
Oh my God. Okay, now I am judging.
I paid $7 for some lean cuisine. Yeah, town. It looked good though.
I'm out
Yeah,
here.
she has various boxed cakes and such.
This is a show of low key for Larry Davids. I mean, like, we all have our own
Little
weirdness.
different things, yeah.
But like every
So
day.
for people with personality disorders is what
Yeah,
you're saying?
yeah.
Yes, I
Or
agree
just,
with
or
that.
just,
Or
or just
four
for people
people
with personalities.
For people who shouldn't be
come
allowed to
on.
leave the house in the morning. I feel like I'm
definitely
becoming.
shouldn't be on the air.
I feel like I'm becoming more Larry David the older I get. Like I feel like I'm getting myself into more
Oh, dude,
problems
it's
and
like,
situations.
on SpongeBob. Like, Squidward's clearly the reasonable one. And when I watch Larry David, I'm like, yeah, I totally get what he's.
Yeah.
I get it.
He's right. He
not
shouldn't
wrong.
have to step aside for her or
Don't
whatever.
serve tap water. It's like, yeah. Well, we've had a journey. We've worked through our grief.
She
No.
seemed like a sweetheart.
She did. We love you, Dolly.
Beauty icon also.
Corey Hall says, R.I.P. Dolly. Thanks for breaking the news to me. Yes, we did it so gently. So
We're known for our ability to use a light, gentle touch
oh yes,
when it matters most.
everything is finessed. Thank you for lunch today.
Yeah, did you like it?
I loved it.
Yeah, it's really good.
That's like the most DGS lunch ever because you made it for me from a recipe book that you got from a past guest.
From the show, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What's it called again?
Paprikash.
Paprikash.
It's a Hungarian food. It's basically just a whole bunch. So, as I understand it, paprika grows like weeds in Hungary, so they just use it in all of their cooking.
Yeah.
And so it's like chicken and chicken stock and sour cream and like 3 pounds of paprika.
Okay.
Very tasty.
3 pounds.
No, there's like 4 full tablespoons of it in there. It's a lot.
Yes, right.
I feel like I'm not contributing anything of value, so maybe I just shouldn't.
No, please.
Do you guys remember the show Blue's Clues?
Of course.
Then they had the salt and pepper shakers.
Steve.
Yeah.
I think it was Mr. Salt and Mrs. Pepper.
Yep.
And they had a baby, and the baby was Paprika.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
It was really cute.
That was a big show probably during Nick when he was a little guy, right? Because that was right around when my kid was little.
Can I just say,
Paprika.
I tried to stop myself.
I feel
Paprika.
like this would be what it would be like if we were all really rich and completely insane. And we're at a place where
We got
they're
half
like,
of that, right?
hey, it's group therapy. Today, you guys are going to do a radio show.
Pretend you're on. Pretend other people can hear what you're saying. So, like, what is it that you want thousands of people to know?
Well,
When I think of
we went
Paprika,
from
I think of Blue's Clues.
we went from sad news,
Those
breaking
frozen foods are
news,
too expensive.
to the Dolly food, eventually to the lunch food,
Yeah.
which had paprika, which led us to Blue's Clues. It's like 3 degrees of separation.
Yeah.
I think this all sounds very logical. This is a great path.
This would be almost impossible to do on purpose.
Yeah, try to do that, ChatGPT.
Like,
You
if
ain't taking my job.
I walked in here. I found out Dolly died 2 minutes before I walked in.
Uh-huh.
If I had walked in and said, hey, guys, Dolly Parton died. Here's how we're going to handle it. And we're going to end up talking about Paprika
And Blue's Clues.
and Blue's Clues. Just get me there.
We would have all been like, what?
I'll handle it from there. You just get me to Paprika and Blue's Clues.
Do we know the cause of death?
No. I haven't heard anything
Yeah,
about that.
it says unknown health issue here. It is unfortunate because she had been releasing these statements saying like, yeah, I'm not going to perform for now, but
Yeah.
I'll be back. And then I think she had very recently, like Maria said, released a statement like
Yeah.
kind of showing hope for the future.
2 or 3 days ago.
Never know.
And she and her husband, Carl Thomas Dean, he passed away last year.
Yeah, I remember that.
But they had been married since 1966.
Jeez. That's good.
That is very rare, and especially in Hollywood.
Very nice. Let me tell you guys about Universal Windows Direct, and you know the gig. They are a very solid company with very solid windows who understand that they are not the sexiest, most entertaining purchase you're going to make. You'd rather buy a big screen or, put in the pool or something like that. But you're a grown-ass person and you have a home or a business and you have windows. And if your windows are on the older side, not only are they probably not very attractive and maybe kind of difficult to clean and open and close and things like that, but they're not helping you out on your heating and cooling bills. With our windows, you can probably save up to a third. January through December, whether it's cold or hot, keeps it in and out as is appropriate. They are always going to give you a DGS deal right now. It's buy 4 windows, get 4 for free. Take 4 years to pay it, 48 months of 0% interest, same as cash. 314-334-2522 or universalwindowsdirect.com.
Today, we're constantly taking photos and videos to remember our favorite moments. But what about those captured before the smartphone? What about the memories tucked away on aging VHS tapes, film reels, or in fading photos?
These cherished memories are fading away with time, vulnerable to threats like heat, moisture, and mold. But fear not, there's a solution to safeguard your legacy. Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Nick. Together, we founded Legacy Box over a decade ago with one mission: to bring your memories into the 21st century.
It's time to bid farewell to old tapes you can't watch and faded photos. Legacy Box transforms them into digital treasures, ready to share with a click.
Just like magic, your shoebox of memories is now safely stored in the cloud or on a thumb drive.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box, so you can rest assured your priceless moments are in good hands.
Don't let your childhood fade away on old tapes. It's time to digitize those priceless moments.
Fast forward into the digital age. Visit legacybox.com/radio. That's legacybox.com/radio.
Right now, inflation is squeezing your budget. Global events are shaking markets overnight, and if you're close to retirement, you don't get unlimited do-overs. This isn't the time to just hope it works out. That's why Steve Ault and the All Financial Group are hosting a complimentary educational seminar on August 27th and September 1st at Twisted Tree. Find out if your retirement strategy can survive today's economy, rising costs, market volatility, political uncertainty, and the questions most people avoid, like could you outlive your money? When should you file for Social Security? Is your 401k carrying too much risk? This event is complimentary and you must qualify to attend. Call 636-230-8824. or visit yourmoneymattersstl.com. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions. All Financial Group is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency.
A common question I receive is, how is the market right now? It just seems so volatile. Hi, I'm Christina Straight, owner of Straight Realty. If you want to buy or sell but feel overwhelmed by the whiplash of the market, then let's talk. With over 23 years as a broker, I have the exact experience you need to help you navigate this tricky market. Call me at 314-441-4444. 314-441-all-4s. And remember, why pay more than two?
Commissions are not regulated and are negotiable. Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri.
Still here, still trusted. The voice of St. Louis, KMOX. This is the Dave Glover Show on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 120. Happy Tuesday to you. We will talk more about politics and such when Brad Young joins us, I believe at 2. Yes, at top of the next hour. But this trade war with Canada is like, if I didn't know anything else about Trump's second term, but you told me this, I could fill in the rest pretty easily, right? The fact that we are in a trade war with Canada, and they're not backing down. I don't think it's going to go well with Iran or with Canada, because I think for very different reasons, neither one is going to cooperate. What did Trump say? He said they need to stand down, I think, something like that. Really offensive language to Canadians. And then I'm sure I all saw this, today threatened to change the name of Lake Ontario to Lake America. So right on brand. And then I saw some of the things we put a 50% tariff on. I'm not making this up. It was like on CNN. Dog leashes and false beards. This is what we're doing. We're going to charge you a tariff on your false beard.
The Lake Ontario thing reminds me of like a high school relationship where it's like, who gave you that shirt? Oh, my ex-girlfriend. I don't want to see you wearing that shirt anymore. Like, it's very petty. Like,
oh my God.
I can't believe we're talking about this. Like, of all the things on the list, I'm going to be honest, I haven't thought about Lake Ontario.
No. Now I am.
For pretty much any reason my entire life. Maybe geography class. But just the fact that, like, we got to change we're changing the name. We're done.
So
we're done.
We're picking a fight with our buddies next door, like our next door neighbor that's been our buddy forever. But we're also reducing our cooperation with an ally in South Korea because the president likes the North Korean dictator.
Who, by the way...
And those are Trump's words, by the way.
Yeah.
He said, because we get along so well.
And as soon as Trump said it, Kim Jong-un had his sister come out and say there have been no discussions between Trump and Un. Like, he made Trump look stupid. You know, Trump's like, oh, I'm gonna take it easy because I like North Korea, and then they're like, shut up.
Why does this have to be this weird?
That's a great question.
Like, where are the grown-ups?
Yeah.
We're going to let one person who's very temperamental, and we all knew that, right? I mean, that's what he's always been. No, you're just letting him be that way?
Yeah.
Like, nobody is a grown person that can go, no. I know you're president, but that you're not king. You don't get to do these things. You don't get to pick fights with friends and then take the side of an aggressive dictator over an ally that we have fought with since the 1950s. What are we doing?
And look, when the administration says, well, Canada's been taking advantage of us forever, I don't know the answer to that. Maybe
very well be true.
Could be true. But when you try to make it sound like, all of our troubles are because of those damn Canadians. It's like, I don't think that's quite right.
Yeah, and it could very well be true, and there could be a different way of handling it other than like this. All of this is just so out in the open, first of all, and it's just so confrontational and like hot.
Yeah.
Why does everything have to be so hot? Why can't you just have a discussion
He likes
and
hot.
come back to the drawing board? Yeah, and like that works on some people, on other people it doesn't. In other situations, it just takes a hard situation and makes it extraordinarily difficult. And then it's just harder and harder to find a solution because everyone's emotions are running so high.
And if they were to
This is
send
always why
him
I haven't been a fan of this.
a gold-plated beaver next week, it'd all be done. You'd be like, oh, look at that. My buddies.
Well, yeah, I mean, you bring up a good point, Dave. It feels like it's all for nothing. It feels completely pointless. And it does feel very high school and just juvenile.
Yeah.
And the more you, like, I almost prefer whenever it's happening behind the scenes because then I don't have to know how stupid it is.
Right.
But now that I know how stupid it is, it's like, this is just, it's just drama. It's reality television-esque drama that we could avoid 90% of it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But does it not keep in? I hate thinking like this because I feel like I need a tinfoil hat, but is this just to take people off of Iran? And was that just to take people off of Epstein? It feels like it's just a constant series of, like, it's almost like you see the World War II movies and it's just flak being shot into the air just to keep anybody from getting too close. It just feels like there's nonstop flak. Like, is that what this is? Because Iran's going so terribly? Like, this is just a different subject and people will stop talking about the other one?
I mean, it could be part of it. I don't know if there is one, like, core answer there. I'm sure it's partially a distraction, but I think a huge part of it is just, this is someone who doesn't have much emotional control. We've seen it time and time again. And unfortunately, it plays out on an international stage. And it is oftentimes quite embarrassing for our country.
There's a new article out there. It could be Wall Street Journal. I apologize. But it is more detailed about the big meeting they had before we went to Iran. And Hegseth and Kane were the only ones who were for it. And Gabbard gave a big deal saying that here's what's going to happen. If you kill the leadership, they'll be replaced with more hardliners. They aren't close to getting a nuclear device. You know, they're not 2 weeks away. They're nothing like that. And they're going to close the Strait of Hormuz. Like, it's documented that she said those three things. And they're like, sounds good. Let's do it.
So why? Why would you? I mean, is it?
I think he wanted to be a wartime president. What I said yesterday, I think he thought the Iranian people would rise up and he would be heralded as a hero not only in America but in Iran, and he just didn't know his enemy well enough. Is my humble opinion.
So this kind of gets to I think what is a real problem, even if you just take his kind of particular brand of weirdness out of this. We shouldn't have anyone who just does things. Right?
Oh, I agree.
I mean, there's a reason why you have the Joint Chiefs. There's a reason why you have various advisors. You have a cabinet for a reason. And you're just going to be like, yep, not listening to any of you guys because I want to go.
Yeah, I've said that to Brad on the air several times. Is like, this is going to be fascinating for law schools for the next 50 years. Because we really are, for maybe not the first time, we had the Civil War, but I think the biggest time in modern times to really test the parameters of democracy and the Constitution. Like, he's put it to the test. He's banging up against the walls.
And the political will of alleged leaders.
And revealing our citizenship, our citizenry.
Yeah.
And look, I get it. There are tons of people out there listening right now who love Trump and think that people like me are the problem. But for people like me, it's not so much Trump as the people who've supported him because he's nothing without that. Anyway, we're late for break. Let me tell you guys about Dr. Kathy Maupin, BioBalance Health, BioBalance Skin. It is all about looking better and feeling better. Every single thing they do is gauged around that. That's it. On the BioBalance Skin side, they probably the most invasive thing they do would be Botox, which if you've ever had Botox, I mean, I'm able to get it, and I'm a pretty big wuss when it comes to things like that. Microneedling was nothing. It was a big nothing. And about 7 to 10 days after I had it, my skin had not looked that good since I was much, much younger. On the bio side, of course, we do the hormone replacement pellets, which this will be my 8th year. I think I get my next round in October. And that, again, is like 10, 15 minutes, walk in, walk out, not a big deal. I never get sore. It's not a big deal to worry about. But everything is better. Your mood, the bedroom, the boardroom, the gym. So when the time is right for you, just reach out to Kathy at biobalancehealth.com.
We don't just cover St. Louis, we share it. That's why the stories you hear every morning aren't just headlines. They're about your neighborhood.
Ferguson's police chief took the stand in day one of
your roads.
Westbound 270 North County just had some volume on
your Cardinals.
Riley O'Brien strikes out the side in the 9th inning.
Your community.
I'm Tom Ackerman.
This is Debbie Monterey.
I'm Megan Lynch.
Total Information AM. Weekdays on KMOX.
Dave Murray's weather forecast is sponsored by i3 Broadband.
Our weather stays great for this time of year as we go through our Tuesday afternoon. Partly to mostly sunny skies, still comfortable humidity levels, and about 85, maybe 86 for the high. Tonight, partly cloudy, mainly in the low 80s for evening plans, 70 for the overnight low. Wednesday, partly sunny. Let's bring it up close to 90, 91 degrees Wednesday afternoon. Wednesday night, clear skies and 70. A very weak northwest flow takes over for Thursday and Friday, sunny and 88 each day, but the southerly flow comes back for the weekend, feels more like summer, 90 to 95 Saturday and again on Sunday. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Life's always on and online. From homework to streaming and deliveries. i3 Broadband 100% fiber keeps everyone connected. Visit i3broadband.com/radio or call 1-866-825-8739 today. i3 Broadband. Life runs better on fiber. Service availability varies by address. Visit i3broadband.com for details.
If you're listening to KMOX, then there's a great chance you're a baseball fan, and you know America's pastime is a game of decisions. Fastball slider, play for power, or play small ball. And FanDuel is bringing that same strategy every Dinger Tuesday with Choose Your Own Reward. It's a customization that transforms how you experience the game. So, you want to play it safe, you can go for it. If you are feeling bold, well, maybe that's your move. You can do that too. Whatever your style, you are in control. Make your choice, and the reward will be ready to use instantly on your next home run bet. Go to FanDuel.com/Missouri to choose your reward for home run bets every Dinger Tuesday. Play ball with the Home for Home Runs on FanDuel, official partner of Major League Baseball. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And Doug.
Hot dog! Get your hot dog!
Customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Hey, what are you doing?
I like your method. Direct. To the point. A little loud, but...
Listen, people don't buy car insurance the same way they do hot dogs.
Not yet, but both are customizable.
Popcorn! Get your popcorn!
Hey, this is a hot dog area.
And customize and save area. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
This is the story of the one. The one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Today, the Cards, the Orioles.
Ameren Total Access 550. First pitch 6:45.
Cardinals Radio. 104.1 FM KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 134. Andrew, I just introduced the guys to the new Callaway golf ad. If you have access, you might want to Google it and watch it. But for the rest of you, it's like all over the internet. And when you need an update on online things, you come to Dave Glover, right? Because I'm going to have my finger on the online pulse.
Yeah.
So I can describe to you the ad, but it's causing a huge kerfuffle out there, and people are boycotting Callaway and, throwing away Callaway clubs and things like that. And it's essentially a collab between Callaway Golf and a website called, or a YouTube channel, I think it's called Good, and it's all about golf. And the ad's terrible. First of all, like the quality of the ad looks like I shot it and edited it on my phone, and I have no skill. But basically, it's the premise of the ad is this new driver is so great, people just lose their minds, and you can't touch it. And the very first thing that happens is this woman walks up to this guy's golf bag and starts to touch his driver, and he comes running and he knocks her on her ass, like physically down on the ground, and then stands over her and menacingly says, "Don't touch my driver." So you know what they're going for, right? I mean, we've seen it. It's an old joke. But people are really pissed because, like, hey, did you really have to show violence against a woman to sell your new driver? And so they've come out and apologized. And yes, we said yes to this ad, but it's a terrible ad, and we're so sorry. And then the other half of the internet saying, when did we lose our sense of humor? Why, come on, this is like a pratfall. It's Three Stooges stuff. So how does this hit you guys?
So I want to add a little bit of context. So the two people in the ad are apparently personalities on this Good
Gotcha.
YouTube channel.
So it'd be like if you and I shot it.
Right. So I'm not saying that necessarily changes things, but it is something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
I think that if you and I shot something like that, Dave, there would be some people in our audience that saw the humor in it and found it funny. But the vast majority of people would say, what was the point of that? What's funny about that?
Yeah.
Especially the follow-up of this young lady is being like knocked to the ground aggressively, and then the standing over her. It is jarring. Like if you don't know these people, and even so, like you said earlier, we all get the old joke. I honestly don't understand what the joke is. The joke is I don't care who's going to touch my club. They're getting shoved over. Is that the joke essentially? So. Okay. It's just
I love my club
taste.
more than I love other humans.
Yeah.
Right. But it's troubling, especially because of, I just feel like women in some respects are being put in this position more and more because of like this rise of like putting women down on the internet and, hey, you shouldn't be allowed to vote. Your husband should vote for you. And you shouldn't have that job. That's a job for a man. Like this kind of rhetoric is definitely heating up more and more, and it has in the past few years. It's gotten way worse than I ever kind of thought it would be. So then to see it play out in an ad like this, and it's supposed to be something I'm laughing at, like I feel like I have a pretty good sense of humor. I don't feel like I'm uptight.
Yeah, I trust your gut.
Yeah, and I don't watch the ad and go like, it makes me feel sick to my stomach. It just makes me go like, oh no, like find another way to be funny. This is not funny, and it's definitely not funny to me right now.
Well, and it's definitely not funny to any woman who's ever been shoved down.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of those out there.
Yeah.
So,
well, who are you marketing to with that? Who sees that and goes, ha ha, that's for me?
Men who think it's funny to show, like, that's when
That's
it's
what I
like,
mean. Like, what- yeah.
I'm having a hard time wrapping my mind around the joke itself. The joke is, it's funny when we shove girls. That's funny. And that's funny because it's edgy and it's wrong. But it doesn't make any, like, it's just, you just seem like kind of dumb, but, you know. Yeah, Dave Hines points out that it's rage bait. That's absolutely what it is.
Yeah, this is a good point.
And
because it'll get people talking.
And like I'm sitting, I do not feel enraged. I don't feel angry. I just look at it, I go, no, tacky, no,
Right.
no, not
May
right
very
now.
well
This is the
backfire on
wrong
him,
climate
though.
for that.
Don't you think? Like the rage bait, if that truly is, it would almost have to be. Anyone who's ever worked in any sort of advertising or marketing knows that this ad had to go past several people.
Right. Well, they wanted it to go viral.
Yeah, and it did. But this could be one of those examples.
Well,
we'll see.
When you go the rage bait route, what you're doing is you're polarizing your audience. You're losing like the quote unquote woke people who watch that and say like, I can't support your company. I find that disgusting. I'm going to get rid of my Callaway clubs now. There are people who are doing that right now. And then the people who are going to be drawn to you because of that ad, that's a certain type of demographic as well. So, I mean, if that's what you're wanting, if you're wanting to get rid of the overly sensitive and the woke and the politically correct, and you're wanting to draw in people who find this kind of thing funny, then yes, I would call it a success. But if that's not what you're looking to do and you're trying to cast a broad net and trying to get your YouTube channel to appeal to as many people as possible and get your golf clubs to appeal to as many people as possible, then it is a huge failure.
Yeah, good analysis.
Alas, we're just in a spot where engagement's all that matters. And the easiest way to get engagement is to piss people off or scare them, one of the two.
Which is crazy.
It is. You want to talk about like just conceding to the worst of what humans are?
Yeah.
Just conceding. Yep. You know what we know works? Fear and anger. So let's piss everyone off and scare them all the time.
You know what's funny? Because all this happened over my 26-year career. Because it wasn't like this when I started. It just wasn't. That wasn't a thing. If you were a D, people didn't like you and they didn't seek you out and they said, no, thank you. And I've always been kind of proud of myself that I didn't try to appear as a better person than I am. Mm-hmm. Like I talk a lot, like the guy was mad. I talk about my mental illnesses and I just talk about not being the greatest guy. Like I felt like that was a brave risk that I took. Now I realize I should have just gone tenfold. Like I'm terrible and I'm, you know what I mean? It's like, that's a strategy. It wouldn't work for me because I'm not naturally like that. But it's crazy that strategy works for people. Like, did you guys see the Tate brothers? You know, we all know the Tate brothers. And their own attorney now defending them in these cases. Because, anyway, they filed something not just admitting, but wanting the court to know, like, hey, these guys aren't millionaires. They rented all those supercars, and they don't have any jets. And so the whole persona they built was fake. Now, I don't know how that helps them legally, but they filed that. And that's just one more example of, like, not only are they terrible people, but it's not even real.
Yeah,
They're pretend terrible.
Well, that's the thing. And, like, ultimately, this is why I'm not sitting here raging about the ad or any of this. It's all fake. This is all fake stuff that doesn't actually affect our day-to-day life. The ad, I guess I do feel a little differently about because I find that type of humor, whatever, is a reflection of what's going on in some online spaces. And it's making the world a little darker for, like, young ladies growing up in this. I have a lot of sympathy for young women who... I can't imagine what, like, girls have to hear at school and stuff for, like, the little boys who are listening to Andrew Tate and the like. But ultimately, like, we don't have to give any of this our attention other than the attention of, like, okay, I need to stay away from that. This is in the no pile. But the more we play into, like, I'm so mad. This can't happen. This can't be like this. It's not supposed to be like this. Well, I have bad news. It is like this. And just getting upset does nothing. All it does is rob you of peace and happiness.
So big question, where do you think this is coming from? And how recent has this changed?
The rise of misogyny. I don't think there's like a core thing like this event happened and then it all fell into place. But I think that a lot of these influencers in online spaces are able to prey on young men when they're feeling some type of way and entice them into a lifestyle and a way of thought and give them a sense of community and give them a sense of power that maybe they weren't getting before. And it is a very shallow power, but it's probably feels good if you've never experienced anything like it. And then they just play into it more and more. And that algorithm is just going to suck you in more and more and give you, just back up your beliefs
normal.
more and more. Yeah. So I mean, I guess if I had to trace it to one thing, the rise in it anyway, or the fact that it has become as mainstream as it has, I guess I would say internet algorithms.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just providing you with unlimited access to this trash.
Yeah. What do you make? We've seen so many celebrity apologies and company apologies, and there's this pretty classic, like, oh, that's on us, should have done that. How do you go, okay, we forgive you. I'll go by Callaway. Or do you feel like it's empty?
I think they probably saw what the creators were trying to do and thought it was funny. And I think if anyone had said like, hey, we're pushing over women, people aren't gonna like that, I think it would have gotten killed right there.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen. So I don't think it makes Callaway like an evil company or bad people. It's just they had a blind spot and now they're going, oh no, how do we fix this?
Yeah.
But it's like that's a whole corporation. It's not just one person.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to be like, yeah, they're evil and I will or won't forgive you. It's like I don't have a feeling towards that company at all, you know?
I do think that sort of thing happens to a lot of different companies and a lot of different people where you just don't run it by, something like this, like an ad is released or a statement or something or a product, and you go, how did this get this far?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of like you get a little, I think, lost in just going like, oh yeah, it's a joke. People love jokes. This is going to be like a fun video because maybe they understand the intentions behind it a little differently than the way it just comes across blind.
And just to provide a little more context, because I like to try to figure out as much context as I can on these things rather than just reacting. And I do apologize. I didn't know that this existed until like 1 minute before the segment. But I'm seeing in like message threads here on Reddit, people are saying that the ad is a parody of the movie Obsession. Did you say you've seen that movie,
Yeah,
Dave?
I've seen
Can
it.
you trace that back to Obsession at all?
Not a bit.
Okay. Okay. Well, I was just I'm like, well, maybe it's like a scene for scene
No.
reshoot, and I just don't know because I haven't
Other
seen the film.
than the girl is obsessed with this guy, and this guy's obsessed with his golf club, but that's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, I will buy apologies if it's like somebody said something off the cuff and it was sounded bad and you didn't, like, all right,
I've made those.
You've screwed up. When something goes through the point where it's been set up, shot, edited, approved, and put out as an ad, sorry, your apology is only sorry we made you mad. That's it. You knew what you were doing. You knew it was edgy and risky, and you thought it was worth it, at least at some level. And the person who finally greenlighted it, if they weren't the CEO, well, the CEO hired that person or someone that hired them. You're still the one that owns it because as the leader of a group, you have hired the people below you who have hired the people below them. It's still you.
Yeah.
I don't buy those apologies at all when it's that scenario.
Yeah.
I get it when it's a slip up or, oh, man, I said the wrong thing and I didn't mean that. I understand that. When you go through all of these steps and you still do it, you're only sorry that it got you in trouble.
Tell you guys about Mike at Michael's Baths, and like all of my live clients, most of my live clients don't apply to you because what are the chances that out of my 15 or 16 lives I'm going to do today that I hit you right in the stomach and you're like, damn, that's exactly what I'm going through. But, everyone out there has a bathroom, maybe more than one bathroom. Like you own a business and you have your home and, what have you. And you want to beautify it because you're going to sell your house, or you want to beautify it because you decided to stay in your house, or maybe you're getting up there in years and you know that one broken hip can lead to nursing homes, and you don't want to do that or chance it. You want to get some safety elements in your shower, your bath, your bathroom. Mike can do all those things better than the national companies and 30 to 50% less expensively. He's local. Everyone who works with us is local, so they are smaller, they're more agile, they're more specialized. They're going to do a better job for less money. And if they tell you it's going to be Tuesday at 8 a.m., it's going to be Tuesday at 8 a.m. Or if not, Michael's going to call you and tell you why it's not going to be that. 636-775-0800, michaelsbaths.com.
Blues fans, the energy is back. The St. Louis Blues are back on the ice, bringing fast-paced action and incredible saves and all the excitement you love to Enterprise Center. And all week long, the Chris and Amy Show have your chance to win a pair of tickets to the October 10th Blues versus the Columbus Blue Jackets game, the first Saturday game of the season. Single game tickets for the 2026-27 St. Louis Blues season are on sale now. For more information, go to KMOX.com/contest.
It's 1:49. This time check is sponsored by Paramount Men's Medical Center.
Lose weight or stop smoking with Hypnosis guaranteed, or your money back, only $59.99. Hypnosis, Thursday, September 17th, Radisson Hotel, Fairview Heights. Weight loss 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking Hypnosis 8 p.m. Or Saturday, September 19th, Holiday Inn, Creve Coeur. Weight loss 11 a.m. Stop smoking Hypnosis 2 p.m. Register at markpatrickseminars.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run, because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
And Doug.
Hot dog! Get your hot dog!
Customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Hey, what are you doing?
I like your method. Direct, to the point. A little loud, but...
Listen, people don't buy car insurance the same way they do hot dogs.
Not yet, but both are customizable.
Popcorn! Get your popcorn!
Hey, this is a hot dog area.
And customize and save area. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
I met my wife in law school at the University of Florida. She was from upstate New York and I was from Kentucky. We met at a daily mass at St. Augustine's. She was the most beautiful girl I'd ever seen in my life. After communion, I followed her out of the church and got her phone number. The rest is history. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Little did we know that one day we would have 4 children and the largest injury firm in the world. All 4 work in the business. It's a family business. Did I ever see this coming? Hell no. We just worked very hard and treated our clients like we would want to be treated, like family. It's a full-service injury firm: auto accidents, medical malpractice, workers' compensation, Social Security, and insurance disputes. We're open 24/7, 365 days a year. Visit forthepeople.com and we can get to work on your case. No recovery, no fee. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Injured? Dial # law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
151 DGS. Well, we just finished with the Callaway ad. Cutting on the other side of things, there's a new trend, I don't know if you guys have seen it, where a woman will appear with her significant other man, boyfriend or husband, and present him with a list of like 20 words for him to pronounce.
Oh, I think this is so mean.
Yeah, and so, but people are taking it really seriously, and I've seen some men post TikToks, and they're like, this is terrible. I can't believe you're even doing this, and you're shaming your man, and you're taking away his manhood. Because basically, they're like obsequious, those sorts of words. So they're not... You're not a genius if you know them.
It's like stuff you have to have heard read aloud, maybe.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I haven't watched a bunch of these, but I do find the concept to be like kind of mean. I don't think it's like evil or wrong, but it's a little mean to be like, my boyfriend can't even read.
Well, then people are reposting it and they're like, girl, he's illiterate. Like you need to get rid of him. It's not that he can't pronounce things, he can't read.
Well, I will say I haven't seen any of these words where I thought, how is he supposed to know that? Like, he should.
They're pretty easy.
He should know these words.
Here's why I think it's mean, and ultimately I think it hurts the woman who posts it too. Is because the joke you're making is your boyfriend is stupid and your boyfriend can't read. What does that say about you?
Right.
That this is your guy? Like why are you like, he's so dumb? Like, well, you're with him, so what do you?
Right.
What's going on here, everybody?
Bit of a cell phone.
This is the kind of stuff, like, it's harmless at first, and then I do think it kind of spirals out of control and gives the gender wars just something to chew on and something to fight about, and I'm just over this kind of stuff.
So this is why it's such a bizarre thing to me to understand. So if it was a bunch of guys who were doing this to their buddies, would it get the same reaction? Because this is common, like, stuff where guys are always owning their buddies. It's a different vibe.
If a guy was doing it to his girlfriend,
yeah, that would be a totally
okay?
different vibe too. That's what I'm saying. It would be a total. It's almost like who's doing it to whom gets the different reaction.
I don't think it's funny to humiliate your spouse.
No, unless they're in on it.
Sure.
Because some of these people are in it for the online clout and to get follows and likes and to get the engagement. So I guess that part of it depends, right? If the person you're doing it to is in on the joke and knows that they mispronounce things and they think it's funny anyway. Like, Dave, I showed you this guy. There's a guy that plays for one of the silly baseball teams. I forget which one. He doesn't play for the Savannah Bananas, but it's one of those. And he's Spanish speaking. And it's a whole series of videos of him trying to say English words and getting them totally wrong, and everybody's laughing, and he's laughing. Like, he's in on the joke.
Right.
Well, and of course, there's a language barrier there, which makes it different because he doesn't speak English, is not his first language. So, of course, but him being in on the joke changes the vibe of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think a lot of these videos are not. I don't think some of these guys are in on the joke.
Right.
And that's why I don't like
part.
this. Because there's videos like this that I actually do really enjoy where it's like, I don't think my boyfriend is going to know what this beauty product is. Those are hilarious because, like, ultimately that doesn't matter if he knows what it is or not. What does matter or not is whether your boyfriend is literate. Like, that's the kind of thing. Like, you're airing him out because he can't read. To me, that is kind of more of a self-own on you than it is like a point against the men. Maybe I'm wrong, but this is not my favorite thing.
Rach is the MVP this hour.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very much.
No notes.
No notes. Tell you about John Moriarty at E3 Wealth. John is a financial guy at the end of the day, and even if you're not a business owner or an entrepreneur, but if you like what I say about John, or you've heard some of his appearances on the show and you like the cut of his jib, absolutely reach out to him. He would love to meet with you and your family and help you out with saving money and investing money and such. What he really loves and why he's hired me is to reach out to the business owners, the entrepreneurs of the KMOX audience, and encourage you that if you feel like, and I feel like this, that there are limited things I'm good at, pretty good at, and then a lot of things I'm really, really bad at. And it's kind of, it's so common, it's a cliche that you're good at your business, you're good at bringing in the revenue, but you don't know what to do with it, you don't know where to allocate it, you know how to reinvest it. John helps you with all of this. He can also help you to pass a business down to your kids. He can also help you to sell a business. Making an appointment couldn't be easier. Go to e3wealth.com, send an email, give him a phone call, sit down with him for half an hour over a cup of coffee and see what you think.
Soldiers Memorial Military Museum looks at American military history through the lens of St. Louis. From the Revolutionary War to the present day, the gallery showcases stories of local service members and delve into the city's wartime history. Outside, the Court of Honors includes monuments to those who lost their lives in World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Admission is free. Find information about special exhibits at mohistory.org/memorial. That's mohistory.org/memorial.
Guys, there are a lot of people that have good information out there when it comes to staying in shape, losing weight, getting stronger, and all of that. And by the way, a lot of those people work for supplement superstores, and you can find them at supplementsuperstores.com. But there are people that try to sell you shortcuts, too, to getting there. Don't buy the shortcuts. You want something that's going to help you, something that's going to make your job easier, that's going to get your body working the right way. That's when you go to Supplement Superstores and you ask them about Burn Balance Complex. They're not selling you a magic pill. It's just getting your body to help work the way that it's supposed to work with you instead of against you. It's a complete metabolism system, not just a fat burner. And the metabolism working starts to burn that stored fat. A lot of us run below our normal levels, which is kind of the point, right? We're trying to get our bodies back to where they should be, and Burn Balance Complex helps with that. It'll also reduce your stress levels by lowering cortisol levels. You can have the appetite and craving control that you need and want. I know I need and want it, so maybe you don't, but I know I do. And that's a big part of what helps me with Burn Balance Complex. And, of course, all-day focus energy, no jitters, no crash. You'll get your workouts in, right? You feel good enough to keep on the plan. So do yourself the favor if you want to reach some goals and you're not quite there, because I know gaining ground is what really helps. Go to Supplement Superstores, tell them Kevin Wheeler sent you in. They'll knock 30% off the Burn Balance Complex. You can find your location at supplementsuperstores.com.
Summer is here. Time to enjoy baseball, barbecues, and the shade of your trees. When it comes to tree care, call the certified arborist at Gamma Tree Experts. Hi, I'm Tim Gamma. Protect your valuable trees from storm damage or devastating insects such as the emerald ash borer. Knowledge and quality are hallmarks of our reputation. For pruning, spraying, fertilization, or removals, call Gamma Tree Experts today at 314-725-6159 or visit us at gammatree.com. Your trees deserve the best care.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. In a clinical study, Eliquis, apixaban, reduces stroke risk and has less major bleeding than warfarin.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Ask your doctor about the #1 cardiologist-prescribed blood thinner, Eliquis.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 2 o'clock, and it's partly sunny, 85 degrees downtown of the Arch. I'm Maria Kina, and for Michael Calhoun, iconic country music superstar and philanthropist Dolly Parton has passed away. Parton was known for her hits and her philanthropy over the course of her more than 60-year career. Here's Parton from a 1982 ABC News exclusive interview with Barbara Walters about her success and what it means to her.
You know, I've worked hard and I had a lot of dreams. I've worked not only for myself but for other people. And it's like now I want to enjoy, really enjoy the more simple things rather than just going full blast.
Dolly Parton was 80 years old. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro is urging people to get vaccinated for measles as his state combats the worst measles outbreak in more than 30 years. 2 people have died from the disease in Lancaster County, and Shapiro says in a news conference that those victims and the vast majority of cases are among people who are not vaccinated.
So far this year, there have been 393 confirmed cases of measles in Pennsylvania. That is the highest number of measles cases since 1992.
After pivoting to a youth rebuild this season, are the Cardinals fans starting to return to the ballpark?
CEO of the St. Louis Cardinals, Bill DeWitt III, tells KMOX they expect the final attendance numbers to be up this season compared to the last, but still shy of the 3 million mark. He says he believes their work on improving the overall game day experience is a big factor in fans returning to Busch Stadium.
Things like the all-you-can-eat Coke area, as an example, or value-based concessions that we have this year. We understand through a lot of surveys that These are things that people want.
DeWitt says he believes the Cardinals' youth movement can help them climb back to 3 million annual attendees. Sean Malone, KMOX News.
From the KMOX Business Desk, a popular tourist destination in Soulard is gaining more fame. A 32-foot-tall animated A&E Eagle sign was put up at Anheuser-Busch Brewery in St. Louis yesterday. The sign was formerly located at AB's facility in New Jersey, which is set to close later this year. The brewery is holding a private ceremony next Monday where they will officially light up the sign. And a check of the Dow from Stifel at this hour. It is up 140 points to almost 141 at 53,557. Check of traffic, some problems out there this afternoon. We have an accident northbound 270 before Doherty Ferry. 4 lanes are closed there. Only 1 lane is getting by. Southbound 170 at Scudder. It looks like there's an accident there. That appears to be on the right shoulder, though. And for northbound 55 drivers at Bayless, watch out. The left lane is closed there. And that's due to that ongoing road work. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, weather is sponsored by Able Light Thrift Shop.
Our weather stays great for this time of year as we go through our Tuesday afternoon, partly to mostly sunny skies, still comfortable humidity levels and about 85, maybe 86 for the high. Tonight, partly cloudy, mainly in the low 80s for evening plans, 70 for the overnight low. Wednesday, partly sunny. Let's bring it up close to 90, 91 degrees Wednesday afternoon. Wednesday night, clear skies and 70. A very weak northwest flow takes over for Thursday and Friday, sunny and 88 each day. But the southerly flow comes back for the weekend, feels more like summer, 90 to 95 Saturday and again on Sunday. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
85 degrees in St. Peter's, 85 in Florissant, 85 downtown at the Arch. Something good is coming to St. Peter's. Able Light Thrift Shop is opening soon at 4122 Mexico Road, now accepting donations. Grand opening is August 28th, ribbon cutting at 8:30, doors open at 9 a.m. I'm Maria Aquina, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 1041 FM KMOX. Happy Tuesday to you. Attorney Brad Young joins us. Hey, Brad.
Hey, Dave. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you as well. Was Dolly Parton a big deal growing up in West Frankfort?
Good memory. She was. I'll tell you, my dad, when I was a kid, my dad would watch that TV show. The name escapes me now, where she was the co-host with a famous country western singer from the 60s, whose name is now, of course, escaping me while I'm talking about it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we watched it growing up.
Yeah.
Is that when she sang Islands in the Stream?
That was Kenny Rogers.
Yeah, that's from the 90s, I think, or maybe the 80s. No, I'm talking like the early 70s, where this is before Dolly really looked like Dolly. I mean, she basically she had big hair and she was wearing a muumuu, and she looked a lot different.
The stream says Porter Wagner.
That's it.
Sorry.
Porter Wagner. I just, I forgot his name. It's not like I'm, listening to Porter Wagner on Spotify or anything.
We will forgive you that.
Thank you.
Before we get into the Brad legal cases today, I always love getting your perspective on what's new in Washington. This trade war with Canada and renaming Lake Ontario and all this sort of silliness. Like, what do you think?
Well, I don't know. This isn't verified, but I heard that Trump is threatening military action to take control of Canada's maple syrup supply.
Gosh. See there, it was.
I would believe it.
It was plausible enough. I was bracing myself.
I'm like, oh no, what? Yeah, but the negotiations right now are in a very sticky situation.
Oh gosh, he did it again. that one was so bad it took me a couple.
We
seconds.
both went like.
Well, let me ask you this: the guys were saying, "Isn't this just an Iran distraction? The way Iran was Epstein files distraction." No way of knowing that, but your opinion?
Oh, I don't know that I don't know that it's a calculated Iran distraction. I think it's just him. Trump has this idea, which is a completely un-Republican idea, that he can use tariffs as leverage, and I understand why he wants to do that. He's trying to bring leverage into international negotiations, like he would have leverage in business negotiations. The problem is that number one, at the end of the day, all it does is increase the cost of goods and services to Americans, and number two, since we heard Trump always chickens out. Most of the time he's going to cave at the end of the day anyway. So really this just highlights that while Trump may or may not, it's debatable, was good at negotiations in business, his negotiations as a president are lacking because he doesn't have the same tools at his disposal.
Should we at all be concerned about these types of things being used as ways to manipulate the market? Because all of these things affect prices, and then the prices go down, and then, look, and he's even gone on social media and said, great time to buy, and then the next day he rescinds tariffs. I feel like it's more than just what we talk about. Somebody's making money off this stuff.
True.
And people who know him probably making the most.
Yeah, you're probably right. I'm just sitting here thinking, Wheels, I don't know what exactly you could do about it. Because it wouldn't be necessarily insider trading if he's broadcasting it on social media. So then it becomes publicly available information.
Well, he's also trying to do a thing where he sells his social media posts to people who want to pay to get them before they go public.
Yeah,
so this is why I think the suspicion is valid, even though I couldn't say it's a real thing, because they're openly trying to sell access to his tweets or his truths
$100,000 a month
early so that people can get a jump on the market. I mean, literally, that's what they're saying it's for. So then why wouldn't I doubt your motivations when you just play these random tariff games and then stock prices go down or something else goes down, and then it's a good time to buy because it's going to go back up when I lift those tariffs.
No question about it. Here's the one side of this issue where I do kind of softly support Trump, and that's this. When you look at the NAFTA, which is now defunct, the North American Free Trade Agreement, it gave more benefits to Canada and Mexico than it did to the United States. That's why businesses started moving, particularly in the auto industry, moving production to Mexico and Canada because it was financially viable for them to do that. So I understand the desire for a president to say, we need to make sure that we have equal trading status and that the United States isn't losing manufacturing jobs to Canada or to Mexico. I get that. What bothers me, like it does in so many situations with Trump, is the manner in which he tries to implement what otherwise would be, I think, very reasonable political positions because they become trumped, if I can use that as a verb. And that's the problem that I have. Like saying, we're going to rename, Lake Ontario, we're going to rename it Lake America. Okay, that's just ridiculous. Everybody laughs. We're not going to do it. It's preposterous. But there is some value in saying, what do we do to stop American companies from moving manufacturing from the United States to Canada? I think that's legitimate.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. Did you see this, Dave? Because part of this is, and I'm pulling this from Truth Social, because Donald Trump said over the last 10 years, the United States lost on average $60 billion a year with Canada, and that's why he wants to do this, right? We're at a trade deficit. But then I'm seeing conservative financial analysts, including Jonah Goldberg, saying he's just not understanding things. The only deficit is because we buy oil from Canada below market rates. So if you take that out, we actually have a trade surplus with Canada.
Yeah, we do. We do buy oil, and there's truth to that. We do buy oil.
So then why are we going to war?
Market rates. Because the auto industry, and this is a visual thing, I believe, because the auto industry is quintessential blue-collar America. you're building something. People go to work and build something, and then we sell it all over the world. And so that has a heightened sense of Americanism when you have these jobs going 10 miles across the border into Canada or vice versa into Mexico. They're building the same product. There's a 30-mile difference between where it's being built, but they're shipping it overseas because it makes the products cheaper. That I think is a sexier sell politically than saying, oh, we get to buy oil at a lower rate because it's really dirty oil that comes from the Canadian oil sands. And only the United States has the facilities to process that type of dirty shale oil.
Brad, you make a really good point, a very fair point, that some of the things that Trump wants to do, some of his ideas, are not ridiculous, and some may have merit, but he has just, the way he does them are so embarrassing and so stupid and so beneath the reputation of the United States of America. And that's why people like me get so twisted up about it. If these things were being, like what you just said, is completely rational. If NAFTA was a bad deal for us, maybe we can work out a better deal. But the way he goes about things, it's the sizzle instead of the steak.
Oh, you're exactly right. And as before, you and I had a great conversation just a few weeks back talking about how Trump, he instigates an emotional response, which in many times prevents a rational discussion of the ideas that he's putting forward. And this is a great example because we can have a rational discussion about what's the best way to approach manufacturing jobs that are leaving our country. But when you start with the Trump sizzle of renaming lakes to be Lake America and the other absurdities that go along with this, it becomes hard to have an honest discussion because of the way it's presented.
Yeah,
this is a truly question of ignorance, Brad. Wouldn't there be more internal homegrown ways that we could incentivize companies to do this rather than trying to make it policies that we deal with other countries?
Well, if
they're American countries, right, shouldn't we be policing what our people do as opposed to being like, no, Canada's got to fix it and Mexico's got to fix it?
Here's the internal problem. Here's the root of all of this as a manufacturing issue. People in America like to make money. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. And you can get a car built in the United States is more expensive than one built in Canada. And there's no way companies are going to change that other than automation, which then eliminates more jobs and makes it cheaper to build the cars. So from Trump's perspective, it's easier to be a bully and to beat up Canada and to say lower your tariffs when it comes to automobile manufacturing or these other products. It's easier to make that as the boogeyman than come to corporate America and say, reduce your costs of your goods and services so that Americans buy more of your products. That's a difficult sell.
Let's do this. Let's take a quick break and come back with more with Brad. Brad, can you hang?
You bet.
Perfect. DGS on KMOX. It is 2:16. We'll be right back.
It's 2:16. This time check brought to you by Paramount Men's Medical Center.
Sometimes it feels like the news is full of things that have never happened before. And that is not exactly true. In fact, it may have happened this very week, hundreds or thousands of years ago. I'm Sally Helm, host of the podcast History This Week from the History Channel. Trade embargoes? Thomas Jefferson tried them. Rent too high? We've been arguing about that for a while. Each episode is proof. The past isn't that far away. Listen to History This Week, available now on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I felt a jackhammering pain in my jaw.
Like someone sawing my bones. Barbed wire in my shoulder.
Like a cattle prod in my hip.
Like I put my foot in a blender.
Pain is different for everyone. But where pain starts, Jurnavix suzetrigine begins. Jurnavix is a non-opioid 50-milligram prescription tablet for adults with moderate to severe acute pain that reduces pain signals before they reach the brain. Before those signals tell the brain to feel
like I punched an angry beehive.
And pain reduction can finally begin. Do not take Jernavix with CYP3A inhibitors. Avoid use with grapefruit or liver problems, as these may increase side effects. Tell your doctor about all your medicines if you are pregnant or breastfeeding. Jernavix may make certain medicines and birth control less effective. Side effects include itching, muscle spasms, rash, and elevated muscle enzymes. To learn more about Jernavix, ask your doctor. Call 1-833-589-PAIN or visit Jernavix.com.
Most sellers put their home on the market and just wait to see what happens. This is Debbie Monterey. I'm with Gloria Liu, your home sold guaranteed realty. Gloria, is there a better way to sell?
There is. Instead of listing your home the traditional way and hoping for the right buyer, I can get you up to 8 competitive cash offers right from the start. That means you're not guessing what your home might sell for. You're looking at the real offers and choosing the one that works the best for you. It also helps you to set the right price and create stronger demand if you decide to go to market. It gives you control, leverage, and a clear path forward before you accept just any offer. And remember, I'll guarantee to sell your home at 100% of the market value, or I'll pay you the difference.
Before you sell your home, see what your options are. Call the one I trust, Gloria Liu, 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. That's GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Our weather stays great for this time of year as we go through our Tuesday afternoon. Partly to mostly sunny skies, still comfortable humidity levels, and about 85, maybe 86 for the high. Tonight, partly cloudy, mainly in the low 80s for evening plans, 70 for the overnight low. Wednesday, partly sunny. Let's bring it up close to 90, 91 degrees Wednesday afternoon. Wednesday night, clear skies and 70. A very weak northwest flow takes over for Thursday and Friday, sunny and 88 each day. But the southerly flow comes back for the weekend, feels more like summer, 90 to 95 Saturday and again on Sunday. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
And Doug.
Hot dog, get your hot dog. Customize and save with Liberty Mutual. Hey, what are you doing? I like your method. Direct, to the point. A little loud, but... Listen, people don't buy car insurance the same way they do hot dogs. Not yet, but both are customizable.
Popcorn! Get your popcorn!
Hey, this is a hot dog area. And customize and save area. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
So I'm kind of a weird guy, as you know. When I go places I haven't been, even fun places like a new restaurant, or back in the days when I used to travel and, go to resorts and things like that, I always wanted the most information I could get. And if you're like that, let me tell you, rather than being hyperbolic about Mike and Michael's Flooring, been with me for 24 years, here's what it's like. So 3 locations, and they couldn't be more flooring stores. They're not huge. They're not small. They're not opulent. They're not threadbare. They're flooring stores. They look exactly like flooring stores. You go in. There'll be more people working than are there probably because they're well staffed. Hi, how are you? Anything I can help you with? I would lead with, I heard about you on the DGS because for a quarter century now, most of their leads have come from this show. So they're going to roll out the red carpet, no pun, but they're not going to bother you. They're not going to chase you. They're not going to follow you. But when it comes time to say, you know what, I'm interested in this. I'm interested in the middle of the road, coronet, Berber, XYZ. They'll give you their actual opinion, which another thing I love. I love going to a restaurant. Hey, what's good on the menu tonight? Chef really likes the halibut. So to me, it's the best way to shop. No one's going to hover, but no one's going to ignore. You can find the closest of the 3 locations to you by going to michaelsflooringoutlet.com.
Built on a century, focused on today. The voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX, talking to attorney Brad Young. Had a great discussion about politics in D.C. and President Trump. Brad, I'm going to follow my sword on this first story of yours. I know that the Supreme Court gave the president a bit of a procedural victory yesterday on mail-in voting. Learned about the Purcell doctrine and so forth, but I really don't understand a lot about this. So can you start out pretty 101 for me?
Oh, sure. And that's the reason why I wanted to talk about the story, is because the headline makes you think, and that's what got my attention. I saw a headline that says Supreme Court allows Trump to regulate mail-in ballots. And I thought, what? There's no way that's what they said. And then when I looked into the story, yep, that's not what they said. So this is one of those things that we see all the time, is that the issue was there was trying a court in Massachusetts, a federal court, put an injunction on Trump planning through an executive order, having the post office plan on regulating mail-in ballots. And the issue was, can the president plan on how to regulate ballots? And the answer to that is clearly yes. He hasn't done anything. As you remember from law school, there's this doctrine called ripeness. That means you can't sue somebody for what might happen. You have to sue them for what has happened. And this is a great example of that. So the Supreme Court said 6-3, nothing's happened. So we can't block Trump from thinking about it, from planning on it, but that doesn't mean that he can then eventually do it. So here's the bottom line. The Supreme Court allowed him through an executive order to continue advising the post office to plan on what to do with regarding controlling mail-in ballots. At the end of the day one that this goes into effect, there'll be another injunction, and I think the Supreme Court will eventually have the opposite decision on constitutional grounds about whether the president can regulate mail-in ballots.
That makes sense?
Yeah, it's interesting. Because you're right, the headlines don't say that. But again, you can't get everything in a headline, but still you'd like the headlines to not be like scary.
Yeah,
Right.
but there's so many legal issues, and I'm not going to dive too deeply into this, but there's a constitutional issue about whether the president has the authority to regulate federal elections, because the election clause of the Constitution gives state legislatures the power to do that, right? So that's why some states allow mail-in ballots, other states do not. Other states do, but there are all these qualifications, because the elections clause in the Constitution gives states the authority to do that, not the federal government, and certainly not through an executive order. So at the end of the day, this goes nowhere if it does get implemented. And I say if, because it may not ever even get implemented. But if it does, there's no way that the Supreme Court upholds the right of the president to do this, because it would violate the clear wording of the Constitution.
Rach?
I mean,
Nailed
he
it.
breaks it down.
Yeah.
Always better to understand things.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Thank you, Brad.
And
my pleasure.
Brad, the speed limit is being raised downtown.
Well,
Wait, there's a speed limit downtown?
What? No, there's no speed limit downtown. Just drive down there. I drive down there multiple times a week. There's no speed limit. Red lights are optional.
Yeah.
You could go the wrong way on Tucker. Nobody's going to care, right? But the reality is that under Missouri law, it goes into effect. All of Missouri laws go into effect at the end of August. And there's three things that I think are briefly worth noting. One, in rural areas of Missouri, the speed limit can be raised to 75, as if people aren't already driving 75. So that goes into effect at the end of the month. Secondly, there's something called SLAPP lawsuits, which are lawsuits filed by governments against people who squawk at government meetings. There's a famous one from Creve Coeur several years ago, where citizens stood up in a meeting with the city council. The mayor didn't like it, so she had the city of Creve Coeur start suing people that spoke at meetings. Those are called SLAPP lawsuits, and so now state law will prohibit those kinds of lawsuits. And thirdly, very briefly, we've heard about these lawsuits. There's one law firm in Kansas City that files lawsuits throughout the state if a website isn't ADA compatible. And they're bogus lawsuits. They're simply designed to extract a $5,000 settlement off of every case, because it would cost $10,000 to hire me just to file a response to that lawsuit. So now there is a law, goes into effect this week in Missouri, that gives some remedy to businesses who are sued in these types of lawsuits to actually file a lawsuit against the plaintiff for malicious prosecution, which I think is a good thing.
Brad, we only have like a minute here, but I'm really curious. I say on the air all the time, I think my former profession is just gone in the crapper, that we just have no class anymore. Do you push back? Am I just watching too many commercials?
You are. There is legitimate, honorable the practice of law. What we see, though, because of our clickbait media, that all we see are the bad examples. And we don't see the good examples of people filing lawsuit to protect civil liberties, of filing lawsuits to protect freedom of speech, push back against police when you're filming or shooting video of the police. Those things are legitimate. They're happening, but we only hear about the bad stuff.
Okay. You're a man of reason. Thank you, Brad Young. We appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Tell you guys again about Universal Windows Direct, and I will just say that I've heard from several of my listeners that they reached out to Universal, and the same sort of adjectives and superlatives were in all the emails. It's very friendly, very user-friendly, very easy to get a hold of, very easy to talk to, did not pressure them. I would say 3/4 of the people I heard from went ahead and bought Windows from Universal Windows Direct and seemed very happy with it. So that's the empirical data that I have on it. I like them a lot. They've treated me very well. They are very concerned that you guys not get mad at me. And so when they get a DGS lead, they're like, okay, pull up your britches. Let's get this one. Let's make sure that we say all the right things and dot the I's and cross the T's. They always give you a DGS deal if you're interested in their Windows right now. It's buy 4 Windows, get 4 for free. You can also take 4 years to pay for it. 0% interest, same as cash for 48 months. 314-334-2522, universalwindowsdirect.com.
Chris Ranchi and Amy Markscores connect you with the people, places, and conversations that bring our community together.
We have a large pile of dirt.
From neighborhood happenings to local heroes.
I don't know if you heard about this, but
it's
there's
in my neighborhood.
Mount Soulard.
From everyday challenges to unforgettable stories.
It is such an eyesore. I mean, it looks like a mini landfill. This mountain.
Chris and Amy, weekdays from 9 to noon on 104.1 FM KMOX.
When it comes to your health, exceptional care matters. At St. Luke's, nationally recognized physicians, advanced technology, and compassionate care come together to provide an exceptional healthcare experience close to home. St. Luke's is nationally recognized for excellence across multiple specialties, including being named number 3 in the nation for cardiovascular care. Because when you need expert care, you shouldn't have to travel far to find it. St. Luke's, exceptional care, nationally recognized, right here at home. Learn more at stlukes-stl.com.
Here's Dave Murray's weather forecast.
Our weather stays great for this time of year as we go through our Tuesday afternoon. Partly to mostly sunny skies, still comfortable humidity levels and about 85, maybe 86 for the high. Tonight, partly cloudy, mainly in the low 80s for evening plans, 70 for the overnight low. Wednesday, partly sunny. Let's bring it up close to 90, 91 degrees Wednesday afternoon. Wednesday night, clear skies and 70. A very weak northwest flow takes over for Thursday and Friday, sunny and 88 each day, but the southerly flow comes back for the weekend, feels more like summer, 90 to 95 Saturday and again on Sunday. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Brought to you by Duke's Real Mayo.
This is the Duke's Country Song. It's a song about award-winning chefs. Yes, chef. And why they choose Duke's Mayo. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
If you're listening to KMOX, then there's a great chance you're a baseball fan, and you know America's pastime is a game of decisions. Fastball slider, play for power, or play small ball. And FanDuel is bringing that same strategy every Dinger Tuesday with Choose Your Own Reward. It's a customization that transforms how you experience the game. So, you want to play it safe, you can go for it. If you are feeling bold, well, maybe that's your move. You can do that too. Whatever your style, you are in control. Make your choice, and the reward will be ready to use instantly on your next home run bet. Go to FanDuel.com/Missouri to choose your reward for home run bets every Dinger Tuesday. Play ball with the Home for Home Runs on FanDuel, official partner of Major League Baseball. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I love days like these at the pool, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. I'm ready to make a splash with clearer skin thanks to Sky Rizzy, risankizumab Rizza. Skyrizi is a prescription-only injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. At 4 months, most people saw 90% clearer skin when measured from head to toe, and many were even 100% plaque-free. People also saw significant improvement in psoriasis symptoms of pain, redness, itching, and burning.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Now there's nothing on my skin, thanks to Skyrizi, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
We don't just cover St. Louis, we share it. That's why the stories you hear every morning aren't just headlines. They're about your neighborhood,
Ferguson's police chief took the stand in day one of
your roads,
Westbound 270 North County just had some volume on
your Cardinals,
Riley O'Brien strikes out the side in the 9th inning.
your community.
I'm Tom Ackerman.
This is Debbie Monterey.
I'm Megan Lynch.
Total Information AM, weekdays on KMOX.
Today,
The Cards, the Orioles,
Ameren Total Access 550. First pitch 6:45.
Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Our conversation with Ricky Horton is brought to you by Rawlings. Visit the Rawlings Experience at Westport.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Happy Tuesday. Big night tonight. Baez is making his home debut. Ricky Horton joins us. Hello, Rick.
Hey, Dave. How are you?
Should be a fun night, man. The weather is beautiful and lots to look forward to.
It really is. I mean, we had some great weather on the road trip, too, honestly. And in Philadelphia, we had great weather, bad results, and hoping for good weather and good results back home here against the Orioles. They were kind of in the same boat as the Cardinals a little bit, about the same record. The Cardinals a little bit ahead of them, but we'll see what happens here. As I'm still not even sure who's pitching all the days for the Cardinals.
I was just getting ready to ask you, Rick. Like, you're at the ballpark. Did anybody say anything? Because they're still listed as to be determined for tonight. It's supposed to be Liberatore.
Well, TBD, then TBA, and then TBD. So they're two different guys, and one's going to go every other day, and they're going to piggyback TBA and TBD. I really don't know. And honestly, I understand why we don't know, because it was a hodgepodge there at the end of that road trip because of the injuries that the Cardinals had. And we haven't been dealing with that the last couple of years, and every team deals with it. But, man, it just hit like a ton of bricks, because you're talking about a couple of starters for the Cardinals plus Leahy limiting his innings, and now you got to try to figure out how to patch it together.
Yeah, the only guy I know who's pitching tonight, Rick, is our mutual friend Ed Curtis is throwing out a first pitch.
Yes. Oh, boy, am I going to critique that. I might have to film that and break it down for him. And he's trying to help us with golf. I'll help him with his pitching.
Yeah, we can finally get back at him for golf. We can make fun of the way he throws. Well, he's probably going to throw a strike.
Knowing him, yes, exactly.
Rick, what do we know about Mason Wynn and the extent of his fracture?
I really only know. I literally found out within the last 5 minutes. I saw it on our text chain that we have with the Cardinals Public Relations Department that he had the fracture, and I do know that he was getting imaging yesterday, and they wanted to get some deeper imaging to check, and they couldn't really say for sure when we were on the road, so they tried to get. I'm assuming that meant he had an MRI yesterday, so I'm hoping that means it's more of the hairline kind of variety, but it's still, a fracture is a fracture, and it's going to take some time. So all I know is that he's down and Nolan Gorman is up, and that's all I know right now.
Yeah, it was interesting, Ricky, in some of the reporting is that the team wasn't expecting what they called an extended absence, but I thought just 4 weeks minimum for bone to heal. Let alone rehab and getting your thumb ready and building strength back.
Well, it does speak a little bit to the toughness of Mason Wynn, if I can say that.
Yeah.
I know that he's a tough guy, and I really, basically, Everson Pereira is a tough guy too, because he tried to swing a bat with a hand that was broken too, and so it's like you shouldn't be obviously. Broken and hairline fracture, maybe they're different, but they both hurt. It doesn't make any difference. And for Wynn he was taking ground balls in Philadelphia, and now he was taking. I do know he was taking ground balls, but he was not kind of catching the hard ones. So he was really just working on his form, and if it was hit a little bit too hard during batting practice, he'd let it go. But he didn't want to lose a step for maybe being ready to play, and so I know he's got to be disappointed by this.
Yeah, it's and I'm sure I got to believe any player, Ricky, that has had something kind of every year for a few years doesn't want more because A, you don't like missing time, and B, you don't want that label.
Yeah. No, and that, the way it happened was on a slide at second base. I saw it happen. I saw his thumb just got kind of caught underneath, and it was just kind of an awkwardness in terms of his head first slide into second base. And I'm not sure if that was Philadelphia or Cincinnati, but wherever it it clearly was an issue. And so, I feel for the fact that, guys playing hard. And when you play hard, stuff happens. And, the more athletic you are, you can stay away from some of that, but you can't avoid all of it.
Nope. No, it's part of the deal.
Yep.
And, when you're looking at what it does, it certainly looks like it's JJ at short for the time being. And he's perfectly fine there. He's just not Mason Wynn.
Can I stop you right there? Will that affect his Rookie of the Year status?
Weatherholt?
Yeah, the fact that he's playing a different position.
No, it won't. But it's actually a good question because it could affect some other things. I mean, if you're talking about second base Gold Glove, and I still don't think that affects that. But I mean, you want him to have all the stats he can at second base because he's actually making a great run for that.
Yeah.
And but the guy he's up against, Dave, is also a guy that moves around. Sal Stewart plays first, second, third.
Right.
DH is some. So I don't think that changes the thought about his Rookie of the Year. It might actually help it.
I was going to say,
if you see him as a little bit more of a versatile player than you might have otherwise.
Yeah, if he were to go out and even be an average or above average shortstop for 5 weeks, I think that would enhance the Rookie of the Year. I think the Gold Glove, Ricky, I think he's past the amount of time at the position where he would cross it.
Yeah,
and the fact that you can go to a harder position should argue in your favor.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And maybe if you're just looking at mass numbers, like he has more assists at second base than actually has more assists than anybody in baseball, period, in 2026. He's actually, thrown more guys out than anybody. That's a pretty good stat to say, but he also has all those outs above average and defensive runs saved. I mean, he's got some really big numbers, but if you're just looking at kind of the global number, the bigness of the number, he's not obviously going to be able to get more there, at least at most days.
So let's drill down on this just one more time because we're all like, we'd love to see JJ get the Gold Glove and get the Rookie of the Year. Wheels, I've heard you talk about all the StatCast stuff, and if Stewart were playing at Bush and if JJ were playing there, all things being equal, synthesizing all of that down, do you guys, putting aside your love of the Cardinals, think JJ at this point is the guy for the Rookie of the Year?
I'll answer first. I'd be interested in yours, Kevin. I would say no. And again, you're asking me to put aside my heart and my vote because I think, I seeing him every day. He's the kind of guy that you have to see every day, maybe, to see how good he is, and I think that's part of it. And home runs and RBIs stand out. That's what Stewart's getting. He's getting OPS, which everybody gets gaga about, which they should because it's a game of that. But JJ's WAR is a lot better, and there are the only thing that I would say yes about is that there are many people who have voting capabilities in baseball for a variety of things. They look at WAR first because that's the full value of a player, and JJ's WAR is better.
Yeah, what disappoints me is that there are too many voters that pick a thing.
Yeah,
I like home
right.
runs and RBIs, or I like WAR. You need to look at all of it. You need to look at everything, and when you go through all of it, he's the best player of the rookies.
I really enjoyed Jimmy Rollins as a player, but the year that he won the MVP, all of the people got on the bandwagon of saying, we really care about triples. And it's like, wait, what? We care about triples? When did we care about triples? Who said that? I mean, and honestly, he became the MVP because he hit a ridiculous amount of triples, which, trust me, I mean, that's a good thing that he hit a lot of triples, but there are other guys that, in my mind, at that time had better years than him, and I'm not taking anything away from him as a player. I think he's a great player. I enjoyed watching him, but in my mind, he was not the MVP. He just hit a lot of triples.
I have a beef with any voter that isn't willing to consider all factors.
Yeah.
Right? If you get locked in on one or two things, because if my vote here, this is kind of like, to me, this is the Larry Walker rule. This is why, to me, Larry Walker should have been in the Hall of Fame a lot longer than he was, earlier than he was, because he's a complete baseball player, and it shouldn't matter that you can hit for average, hit for power, draw walks, play defense, run the bases, literally do everything that a ball player does. That's what JJ is, not to Walker's level yet, but that's what he is. And Sal Stewart, we know, is partly a product of the ballpark that he plays in when it comes to the things you argue on his behalf for.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be too critical of voters because I don't know them all individually. I'm not, but I do know that the human tendency, and this is voters for anything, by the way, whether it's political or anything else, we tend to stick our finger in the air and see which way the wind's blowing. All of a sudden, that's the thing we care about. And if we really thought about it, we don't really care about that. We care about this and not that. And yet we kind of tend to follow the kind of the groundswell and want to be kind of in on that kind of movement, and then later we might think, well, why do we think that? Because I really care about this instead. And so I think it's really important when you're voting there, and I'm with you on that, Kevin, that everybody who's voting thinks about what really is the most. What do I think about it? Not somebody else. The point is, everybody's. If you got to vote for this, we want you thinking about it and not just kind of following the trail.
And we get a draft pick, right? If he wins the Rookie of the Year,
that's right,
and it's a good one.
Yeah. No, that's a reason to be. Yeah, it's a reason to be kind of putting our finger in the air and getting everybody else to follow that.
Right.
I mean, honestly, and I do think that. But I know the Reds were really kind of high and really touting Stewart, and I don't blame him for that. I mean, he's a good player.
He's a really good hitter.
Player.
Yeah.
He's a really good hitter. He's not a bad defender either. He actually played pretty well on the defensive side. Runs okay, but JJ's one of those. He's just a gamer you want in your lineup every day, and it's going to be there. And there are other candidates too, by the way. That Rumfield in Colorado is
Nolan McLean
probably hitting better than the other two, and McLean's another.
You know what I love about Sal Stewart? He's such a great player, but he looks like a 58-year-old man. he looks like a storekeeper in New York from the 50s.
He does. He's a storekeeper that plays beer softball on the weekend.
Yes.
And it's like, I'll go play for the Reds, and I'll be 22 all of a sudden. And he is a different kind of player. You know, the thing I like about him, just I can tell you what I love about JJ for all day, but what I like about Stewart, he has got an incredible understanding of the strike zone.
Yeah.
All of the challenges that are going on in baseball, he's the best at that. He's the best at knowing whether the ball's a tenth of an inch outside. I mean, it's uncanny how well he knows the zone.
Yeah, what I've been impressed with Stewart is because obviously his calling card is power. Right?
Yeah.
Our RBIs are about place in the lineup, right? If you bat first, you're not going to have a lot of RBIs because you're not typically going to have a lot of guys on base in front of you. He's batting third or fourth most of the time, Stewart is, so he's going to have runs batted in. But power, I think power is his calling card, the home runs. I'm impressed that he hits home runs to all parts of the ballpark. Yeah. And looking at the charts, I think he's got as many home runs from right center to the right field line as he does to the pull side.
That's because you and I can hit one out in right field in Cincinnati, and why wouldn't you go that way? I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it really is. It's ridiculous. Right center especially is a power alley for right-handed batters. I know Jordan Walker was trying to hit the ball to right field a lot during the series in Cincinnati, and I think Baez was too, because just get it in the air and you got a chance.
Yeah.
Rick, can you believe there's only one more homestand after this?
No, it's amazing. Just thinking about this is 30 games left, counting today, and I will say because this team is fun. It has flown by. I mean, like no season I can remember.
Same.
All of a sudden it's like, wow, 30 games left. What's going on? And so, I'm looking forward to them finishing strong, finishing kind of how they have. No, they're going to have to kind of buck up and show me something new because they got holes to fill because of injuries. But I wouldn't count this team out from doing that.
Rick, you guys are nice enough to let me come up to the booth quite often during the season. When you're on the road. And you're on the road and you're doing it all these strange places. When you get back and you walk into the broadcast booth for the first time at Busch, are you just like let out a big sigh of relief?
Well, I also first I have to check and make sure that my hair's combed and everything because on the road I don't really care what I look like. So when I come home I have to realize, hey, these people might know me. I better be kind of normal. But yes, it's great to be home. It was great to kind of land on Sunday night, and I'm glad, by the way, you guys haven't asked me about the game Sunday night. Just as soon not talk about that.
Yeah.
No,
that's over. That's over.
Wait, I don't even know what game you're talking about, Ricky.
Nothing to see here.
No.
but coming home. Was really, really nice, and I know the players are going to feel the same way. Now, we always talk about being home. a lot of these players, this isn't their home. I mean, it's their surrogate home kind of, and so. But I think you really get to love it, and I think Burley has made some comments about that, and others just about how much they appreciate. And Ollie is, I think, really gravitating towards St. Louis now in a way that he hadn't in the past, and I think all that's good.
That's great. All right, buddy. Have a great call tonight. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, thanks, guys.
Cardinals fans, this is Ricky Horton. Have you ever had a dream of meeting your favorite former Cardinals? You can make those dreams come true all season long with St. Louis Cardinals alumni experiences. You can join me and other former Cardinals players at events including Cardinals Conversations, Fans at Bat, Turn 2 with Ozzy, Cardinals Kids Clinics, and Cardinals Fantasy Camps. Don't miss your chance to make lifelong memories. Visit cardinals.com/alumni for more information.
If you're craving baseball conversations about your favorite players, alumni, and franchise memories, you'll love that Cardinals Magazine is dedicated to the stories that matter most to you. From Gold Gloves to championship rings, from the Wizard and Willie to Albert, Yachty, Uncle Charlie, and well beyond, their careers define our pages. Treat yourself or a friend to a subscription today at cardinals.com/magazine. Cardinals Magazine, past, present, and future, it's all here.
Let me tell you guys about Dr. Corey Solman, my orthopedic surgeon. He is a super nice guy, and that matters because when you are discussing something like getting a knee replacement or a hip replacement for you or your elderly loved one who may be really afraid of going under general anesthetic, or maybe it's for a young person who's like a little 12-year-old soccer player and tore an ACL or an MCL, and you want someone who can connect with them, not a cold fish, not a God complex surgeon, not someone who's just very cold and austere. That's Corey. He's very cool. He's very nice. He's very funny. He also happens to be one of the very best surgeons in the Midwest. I know so many doctors. As you know, I do lives for many, many doctors, and they send patients back and forth. And all the doctors I know, when someone comes in or they say, hey, by the way, my mom, I think she needs a knee replacement, always send them to Dr. Corey Solman. He's out in Chesterfield. When you call, make sure you let him know that you're from the show because he and I are good buddies. 636-231-5881 or Solman, S-O-L-M-A-N, SolmanOrthopedics.com.
James Beard award-winning chef Kevin Nashin announces The Clydesdale, a Clark Avenue Tavern at Ballpark Village, opening August 27th. KMOX is excited for this highly anticipated American tavern, rooted in familiar favorites, elevated through refined technique and premium ingredients. Reservations for The Clydesdale are now open. Book your table and experience a fresh take on tavern dining on one of the most iconic streets in Major League Baseball. For details and reservations, visit stlballparkvillage.com.
When you enter a place of business, you're owed a legal duty that the place of business is safe for you to shop in. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you suffered an injury at a place of business, our duty is to protect you after that harm. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.com.
Hey, it's Matt Pauley. Around my house, someone's finishing homework while someone else is streaming, and then the doorbell camera is watching for a delivery. Life is always on, and more often than not, it's online. That's why we count on i3 Broadband. Their 100% fiber-to-the-home network delivers fast, reliable performance built to connect everyone and all of their devices. Visit i3broadband.com/radio or call 866-825-8739 today. i3 Broadband, life runs better on fiber.
Cancer screening can save lives by finding cancer early when it may be easier to treat. If you're 40 or older or have certain risk factors, it may be time to get screened for breast, colon, lung, cervical, or prostate cancer. Don't wait for symptoms. Talk to a doctor and learn which screenings are right for you. Visit GetScreenedNow.com to learn more. That's GetScreenedNow.com and find a screening location near you.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. A few minutes shy of 3 p.m. Happy Tuesday. Gorgeous, gorgeous day out there. Man, I read an interesting story last night. I had heard of this, but I had not really read the facts. In 1961, we had a B-52 bomber crash in North Carolina where it was housed, and it dropped 2 hydrogen bombs with 250 times the power of the Hiroshima bomb. So 500 times the power of the Hiroshima bomb was dropped on North Carolina. And they, one of them parachuted down and got stuck in a tree. And the other one just hit going 700 miles an hour and made a huge crater. And then neither of them went off, obviously. And there's tons of like footage of these guys from North Carolina just digging it out, you know. But get this statistic. We probably still do this. I'm not sure. But back in this era, which was, you know, just a few number of years after we dropped Hiroshima and Nagasaki, we had B-52 bombers in the air literally every minute of every day. There was always multiple planes with nukes just doing their thing so that at any given moment, boom, they can go. Get these numbers. At any given time, there were 2,921 bombers and 22,229 nukes in 1961. Whoa. And at that time, Russia only had like 2,000 or 1,600 or something like that. Isn't that just crazy? And who knows what we do now? I'm sure we do something equally as nutty, you know.
I'm sure it's just something I don't understand, but I've always found the nuclear arms race to be bizarre.
Because you only need a few.
Because you don't need that many to end the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, now we've got enough to kill the world 3 or 4 times over. Why didn't we just stop at one time?
Yeah.
You can't do it 3 or 4 times.
This is coming from a trailer to a movie, but there's a new movie coming out with Jeff Daniels as Reagan trying to make a nuclear deal with Gorbachev.
Oh, I've seen the trailer.
Yes. And in one of their meetings, Reagan says to Gorbachev, and I'd be really interested if this is factual, and said, how about if we get rid of every nuclear weapon? Every one. We don't keep a single one, and you don't keep a single one. Isn't that something? That at some point that was put on the table by an American president.
Yeah. Not sure how practical that is.
Right. I mean, obviously.
If those two were to be like, we don't have them, and then somebody else goes, aha, but we now have 5.
Yeah.
Now you're in trouble.
Yeah.
The name of the movie is The Brink of War. And it's got Jared Harris in it. Love him.
Oh, I like him. Who is he in that? I mean,
Gorbachev.
He's Gorbachev?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. He's one of my low-key favorites.
Oh, he's fantastic.
He's amazing in everything.
Yeah. Have you seen Chernobyl?
Yes, he's unreal in that.
I need to start that.
Yeah.
I keep getting it on TikTok.
It's really good, Dave.
My brother loves that show.
It's a really good show.
Big Dave Zimmerman?
Yeah, my sister-in-law said it's like his comfort show.
Yeah.
Like, just throw on
that.
Chernobyl.
I've watched it 2 times through. It's really that good.
Guys are weird. Let me tell you guys about Mosby Building Arts, and let's start by having a gentleman's agreement that they are one of, if not the most lauded remodelers in town. You know, for decades. When I feel like when I was much, much younger, I knew about Mosby. And I knew that they were like fancy and, you know, really good and stuff like that. But now I've gotten to know them, and I know the people, and I know Rich, and they're just wonderful people. They truly, truly care about what they do. They care about that reputation that Mr. Mosby built over all of those decades. And this month, they would like me to remind you that they're not just big and splashy, and they don't just work in Ladue and Clayton and Webster and Kirkwood. If you can hear the sound of my voice over the radio and you have a remodeling project, no matter how big or small or expensive or not expensive it is, please reach out to Mosby. They would love to have a conversation with you and do your work. Go to mosbybuildingarts.com.
Hi, I'm Michelle from Bethesda. You've probably heard me talk with Dave on the air about Bethesda. But did you know we have 7 independent living communities in the St. Louis area? Oakville, North County, Kirkwood, Webster Groves, and Clayton. We offer a variety of apartment sizes and amenities. Our experienced team would love to show you how easy it is to join the Bethesda family. Go to BethesdaHealth.org and click Contact Us near the top of the page. We'll take it from there.
And Doug.
Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Imagine every time your business makes a sale. Inventory updates, an invoice is created, customer records are updated, accounting stays current. That's the power of Odoo. One fully integrated platform where every part of your business works together, automating tasks, eliminating extra steps, and saving you valuable time. Everything connects. Everything works. Try Odoo free at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Dollar General.
Google took the wraps off of its new Pixel smartphones and wearables, and prices have gone up. The Pixel 11 starts at $899, $100 more than the Pixel 10 when it debuted last year. Google says the Pixel 11 is designed so its Gemini AI model can be integrated into the phone, and it has 25% faster wireless charging than prior Pixel devices. I'm Jason Brooks.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Your drive home has a soundtrack. For Cardinals fans, it's Redbird Rush Hour.
Matt Pauley is at Busch Stadium. I'm Kevin Wheeler, and our KMOX studio is getting ready for Cards. And
Kevin Wheeler, Matt Pauley, and Bernie Nicholas deliver the perfect mix of Cardinals conversation, baseball insight, local news, and traffic to get you home and get you ready for the game.
A swing, and there's a
Redbird Rush Hour, weekdays at 5 on your home of the Cardinals. 104.1 FM, KMOX. Celebrating 100 years of informing and entertaining. KMOX AM St. Louis, KMOX FM Hazelwood, the voice of St. Louis.
At 3 o'clock, we have partly sunny skies and 87 degrees downtown of the Arch. I'm Maria Kina, in for Michael Calhoun. Our top story, legendary country music superstar Dolly Parton has passed away. Parton, best known for her hits and her philanthropy over the course of her more than 6-decade career. Here's Parton talking about what success meant to her from a 1982 exclusive ABC News interview with Barbara Walters.
For me, the Dolly Parton star is accomplishing every possible thing that I can. I want to mean something. I don't want to just be some joke. I don't want to be the all-American joke, just with the boobs and the hair and the tight belts or the whatever. I want to be a meaningful, artistic, person.
Dolly Parton was 80 years old. Canada is issuing a series of retaliatory tariffs on U.S. imports. It's in response to the 50% tariffs that the Trump administration has imposed on Canadian goods coming into the U.S. Canada's tariffs, depending on the good, could be as high as 50%. Canadian officials say they were offered a deal from the U.S., but it was not fair. Ontario Premier Doug Ford told ABC that the auto industry will be hurt the most.
No deal is better than a bad deal. It would have bled out our steel industry, and we buy more steel off the U.S. than any other country. It would have hurt our auto sector, and our auto sector is so integrated since 1960s, the auto pack. Parts will go back and forth 8 times before they get assembled, either in Ontario or another auto state.
A new pediatric behavioral health facility is coming to St. Louis. KVC, Missouri's Children Mental Wellness Campus in Webster Groves, is opening this fall. The facility will also serve as a residential treatment facility and can house up to 77 youth. The National Center for Health Statistics released a report which found that 1 in 3 children have anxiety disorders. Senior Vice President of the new hospital, Michelle Leone, says St. Louis youth are no exception and current services are at capacity.
Kids are waiting in emergency rooms for days and sometimes even weeks trying to find a bed, and there just aren't enough of them. And so by adding 77 pediatric behavioral health beds, that's still going to fall short of what we really need, but it's a really good step in the right direction.
At 3:02, it is time for a check of the St. Louis Business Index. Here's Senior Vice President for Investments from Stifel, Scott Bedell. Hey, Scott, how are you?
Good afternoon, Maria. Hello, everyone. It was a rebound day for most of the major indexes as lower oil prices and lower interest rates helped to propel prices higher. At the 3 p.m. close, the Dow Jones Industrial Average had gained 160 points, or 0.3%, finishing at 53,577. The Standard & Poor's 500 index up 0.3% to 7,677, while NASDAQ, the big winner on the day, added 0.2%, finishing at 26,151. Closer to home, the Bloomberg St. Louis Stock Index went the other direction, dropping 0.2% at 1,694. There were a couple winning local stocks. 2 of them were Spire, the former Laclede Gas, up 1% at $83.21. Energizer gained a little more than 2% at $21.94. Losing ground today, Stifel Financial down 1.25% at $79.58. Anheuser-Busch slipped 0.7% at $78.76. And finally, Caleres losing 4.4% to finish at $13.05. This has been Scott Bedell from Stifel Financial, member SIPC and New York Stock Exchange. For more information on our firm, we invite you to visit our website at stifel.com.
And a check of traffic northbound 270 before Doherty Ferry. They just got that accident cleared. All lanes are now open. And for westbound 70 drivers past Lambert Airport, watch out there. There's a stalled vehicle. It appears to be on the right shoulder, but that still is out in that area. And from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, weather is sponsored by Able Light Thrift Stop.
It's a nice, quiet Tuesday afternoon. Weather-wise, partly to mostly sunny skies. 85 for the high, maybe 86 downtown. Humidity level still pretty easy to take. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. 70 for the overnight low, so evening temperatures will be a little bit warmer. Wednesday, partly sunny skies. A little southerly flow ahead of a weak cool front on Wednesday. It should pop us to 90, 91. That weak cool front, dry front comes through Wednesday night. Clear skies and 70, so we're a couple of degrees cooler Thursday and Friday. Sunshine, high each day, about 88 degrees, and still looking for about 90 to 95 for high temperatures over the weekend. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
87 degrees in St. Peters. It is 87 in Florissant and 87 downtown of the Arch. Something good is coming to St. Peters. Able Right Thrift Shop is opening soon at 4122 Mexico Road. Now accepting donations. Grand opening is Friday, August 28th. Ribbon cutting at 8:30. The doors open at 9. I'm Maria Kina, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Happy Tuesday. A few minutes past 3 p.m. Once a month, we have Davide Weaver in from Art Fusion, and he presents the Artist of the Month. They do it on Fox 2 a day or two before they join the DGS. And today we have Jared Minnick, who is the St. Louis Artist of the Month and the owner of 31 Art Gallery, and already my best friend because he paints guitars and drums, and I own a bunch of each, and we're going to do something together. So great to meet you, man.
Oh, it's great to meet you, and thank you so much for having me. This is really awesome.
Yeah.
And just, I mean, being in the studios, just awesome.
That's
to me,
cool.
just seeing the behind the scenes. It's really a treat. Really cool.
Yeah, it's funny. I've been doing this 26 years now, and this is like my kitchen table, right? Like I'm literally more comfortable here than out there. And I remember the first few times I came into a studio, I was just blown away. And when people come in now and they're looking around, I'm like, what's wrong? And then I go, oh, that's right. You don't do this every single day. Well, tell me your story. I heard a bit of it on the Fox 2 hit, but how did you get into art?
Sure. So, I think like most people, I drew a lot when I was younger, did a little bit of painting here and there. But then at some point, I just got away from art, doing the life stuff, work, marriage, house. And in 2012, I just had an idea for a couple paintings. And basically, it was a couple cool ideas to hang in my house. So I did those, did a few more. And then something happened in 2014 where art just completely overcame me. And I've been, ever since then, it's all I can think about. It's all I can do. Every amount of free time I have is either thinking about it, planning art. It was funny the other day, I was at Schnucks at the deli counter waiting for some meat, and I was planning some guitars on my phone, and I finished 2 guitar planning while I was just sitting there. So it's just constantly doing that. And now I just passed my 1,500th piece of art.
Wow.
And I'm actually coming up on 500 painted guitars. So I just love it. I love doing it. And the gallery, my wife and I owned a small land surveying company. We always leased space for that. And we were saving up to buy a building someday for that. And through that is that time when I really started getting into art. And we're like, wow, if we could find a place with some extra space, maybe do a gallery or something. Well, I started getting more and more into art. I never showed it anywhere. And it was just building up in my house, coming out at the seams. So we found a space finally on Hampton. We didn't have a ton of money, so we were looking for a place that needed a lot of work, and we found it. This place was a mess, and it took me 2.5 years to rehab it, and then we finally opened 31 Art Gallery, not knowing what we were doing, and we just did it, and that's pretty much what it's been through today, is just trial and error and trying stuff.
You know what I love about your story is I tend to be the kind of person I have talent, but I don't have a great deal of confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I see different things in life, like the art world, I come from a family of artists. I'm by far the worst one. My sister's an amazing painter. My brother is a great street photographer, and I can draw a bear, right? But I'm so intimidated by it.
Sure.
And I would never in a million years approach like Davide and say, hey, I've done some art. Would you display it for me? Because I would feel like he'd laugh at me. And I love that you sort of stumbled through not knowing how all this works and just did it.
I think where it started was from that very moment of I just wanted to make a couple things for my house. And then I would just sit in my garage and paint every Friday and Saturday night with no thought of showing it, no thought of selling it. I would destroy art, paint over art, and just keep doing it. And I think that's where I honed my craft with no idea of showing it. So it was before the public saw my art, it was I had already painted hundreds of paintings. I had already...
Yeah.
So
got your 10,000 hours in.
Yeah, and I think what it is, I think we all have creativity inside us, and it can be a lot of anxiety showing it, especially if here's what it is. If it fills you with stress and anxiety, that's great because it means something to you. If it didn't mean anything to you, you wouldn't care. So I think that's a great thing if you do have the stress and anxiety. Yeah.
And isn't it interesting that creativity to me is one of the most pure, beautiful parts of this life. And yet it's the area we attack the fastest. Like if you're an accountant, I'm not going to go, oh yeah, I met this guy, Jared. What a crappy accountant he is, right? Like we don't give a rat's ass. But I could go like, oh, have you seen his paintings? Terrible, right? And so anyone who's creative and put something out there into the ethos,
yes, they're being brave. They're being brave. Yes.
Right?
And what you said, I remember I was talking to someone. They said, like a question, when did you start doing art? It was the first thing I remember doing as a child. And people will say, oh, that doesn't count. Every kid draws. Every kid does art. But isn't that the point? We've all we all loved to draw when we were kids, and something takes you away.
We started judging.
Jared, I'm just taking a look at some of your work. How would you define it? I would put it like pop art, but like
so that's one of the hardest things for me is to describe. I would just say what I do is art, and why I'm saying that is I'm constantly moving and doing new things, trying new things, painting on stuff. My technique and what I do. You'll go through the years and you'll see I did portraits for like a year. Then I did these crazy frames, guitars, a bike, and the subject matter changes. And I would just say, would you describe your art? I guess it's just Jared, whatever he's feeling like doing. And I think that's been the outline with my art is you can always give yourself ideas, but whatever you wake up tomorrow and feel like doing, that's what you need to do. I love doing the guitars, but I'm totally open to the fact that I could wake up tomorrow and never want to paint another guitar again, and that would be just fine. Mm-hmm. And I could wake up tomorrow and want to paint an apple on a table, and the next day I could want to do that. And if I want to paint an apple on a table for the rest of my life, then that's what I should do, and that's totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
And that's touching based on what you said, Dave, on creation. It's one of the most beautiful things we can do as humans on this planet, and we're kind of torn away from that in different ways as we grow up and become adults and do adulting. But, it is a fundamental part of our fabric and who we are. And when you're able to express in any medium, music, canvas, poetry, if you find yourself a little bit every time.
And just one thing, the most important thing with the art gallery to me, my wife and I, was to make it a place where everybody feels comfortable. Because I think not only creating art, but the art world in general. I remember my wife and I, we went to galleries seeing, okay, what do we do? And you would walk into some places and you don't feel like you belong. You felt uncomfortable. And that was me being an artist. So you can only imagine someone that's not even so it's not approachable. So there's so many blockades. So at 31 Art and Art Fusion, that's one of our big differences there is it doesn't matter. I can't tell you how many times I've had people say, this is my first time in an art gallery. I love it. A friend told me, my wife, I'm happy that you're there. And there's no pretense or like, snootiness, all of that stuff. You find that in a lot of places, and that's something that's hard and keeps people out of that world too.
Yeah, that's great. When you do, let's talk specifically about guitars, because there's probably more people with guitars than drums out there. But when you do a guitar project, how much of it is collaborative, and how often does someone just hand you a guitar and go, just do something?
So I would say the first like 350 or so, I would never do commissions because I work at my other job and that pays the bills. And I always say that's something I do stuff I don't want to do there. So my art, I keep it separate. I would never do commissions, but I love doing the guitar so much. I slowly opened up to the idea, and I'm still playing through that. Mostly if someone tells me, hey, I love what you did here. Could you do it on a different model? Which is a big thing. That not only is there different models of guitars, but also different price levels. Like, say, like a Squire. No matter how cool that is, a certain person won't like. If they're a professional musician, they need a player guitar. So I'd open up with that. But I would say, like 95 to 98% of what I do is just me creating art, and I'm slowly started to do a little bit of a commission on the guitar level. On the paintings, I still don't do that. Drums too. Drums are really just a fun, cool thing to do. There's not a lot of meaning that I like to just do bands logos. I do this outfit where they take them on tour and auction them off at different festivals. Like I've just got an order for a bunch for Riot Fest in Chicago. And the bands sign them and they auction them off for charity. And really, that's just working with band logos. And that's just strictly fun. I think that's important too. That's lost, I think, so much in art. People say there's this crazy meaning in a painting and you've got to view it and you got to see it. And sometimes that's true. But it's okay to do something just for fun. And I'll tell some people, I'll walk around the gallery and I'll say, okay, this painting, all kinds of meaning, very deep. And I'll say, you see this one right next to it? There's nothing. I thought the colors would look cool.
I got nothing, right?
It's a cartoon, and they'll say, tell me about this one. And I'm like, honestly, I just wanted to do it because I thought it looked cool. And I needed just a happiness, too. And sometimes that's when it's okay to do something just because it's fun.
That's great.
And that could be art, too.
I love it. I love it. How do people find out more about 31 Art Gallery?
Sure. So we're on all the social medias. It's just 31 Art Gallery, no spaces. We have a website. The website's not much, but the biggest thing would be Facebook and Instagram. Our mainstay is open Sundays 11 to 4. Sometimes we'll be off. We have a big show. Our next show won't be till October 17th, and we'll try to sprinkle in some weekend nights, but mostly it's Sundays.
Cool. Well, congratulations on being Artist of the Month.
So
congratulations.
Yeah, great to meet you. I'll get you a guitar.
Oh, thank you. And thanks so much to David D and Art Fusion. And this has been
very welcome.
This has been really awesome. Thank you so much.
I bet it has. Very cool.
On Reddit, true crime doesn't come from journalists. It comes from the victims, the witnesses, and sometimes the suspects themselves.
Every Tuesday on Crimes of Reddit, we read these posts out loud.
I'm Sabrina Dianaroga.
And I'm Alexis Linkletter. One of us brings the story, the other goes in blind, reacting in real time, just like you.
New episodes drop every Tuesday. Listen to and follow Crimes of Reddit, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Cozy season is ahead, and you'll be spending way more time inside. Is your home ready? Don't worry. With Wayfair, you can upgrade your space without breaking the bank. Score up to 70% off during their Labor Day clearance on furniture, area rugs, mattresses, and more. Plus, surprise flash deals you can't miss. Whether it's one room or the whole house, Wayfair has pieces for every style and budget.
Shop Wayfair's Labor Day clearance now through September 7th at wayfair.com.
Wayfair, every style, every home. This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
And Doug.
Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons. And lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen. And oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live. And you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Paramount Men's Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Paramount Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 314-720-8444. 314-720-8444. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 314-720-8444.
Rach and I would like to tell you guys about Lombardo Homes, and she usually does the heavy lifting part, so I'm going to let her do that again. But I can vouch for these guys. They came to town, oh gosh, I lose track of time, 15, 18 years ago, and I met with Mike Van Pamel, who's the president of Lombardo, and just super cool dude, and said one of the dumbest things I've ever said to a new client. I'm like, well, good luck because we have a lot of great builders here in St. Louis. Blah. And he's like, we'll do our best. And they have knocked it out of the park. They have a couple dozen communities that you can, build on your lot. We can find you a lot. Really cool people.
Absolutely. Like Dave said, they knock it out of the park. They just keep expanding. And now Lombardo Homes is introducing 2 brand new opportunities in St. Charles County. There's Crooked Creek at Cottleville Trails. These are new townhomes from the high 300s. Or if you need more space, there's South Point Estates, top-rated Wentzville School District, expansive 3+ acre home sites. So something for everyone there. To learn more about Crooked Creek and South Point, visit LombardoHomes.com.
Lose weight or stop smoking with hypnosis guaranteed or your money back only $59.99. Hypnosis Thursday, September 17th, Radisson Hotel, Fairview Heights. Weight loss 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking hypnosis 8 p.m. Or Saturday, September 19th, Holiday Inn Creve Coeur. Weight loss 11 a.m. Stop smoking hypnosis 2 p.m. Register at markpatrickseminars.com.
One city, one voice. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Welcome back, DGS on KMOX 322. Dave Murray with us at 3:35. We have Ian Mackey and Kurt Bard joining us at 4 p.m. For the Think Tank. Saw a thing today. If you had to do a contest against 100 randomly chosen people, and you get to pick the contest, it has to be some sort of a definable, measurable skill. And if you are the best out of 100, you get $100 million.
Ooh.
What would you pick?
How do I eliminate things? No kidding.
What can't I beat everyone at?
I would pick, since it's 100 randomly chosen people, and not many people do this, I would choose like running the board for a radio show.
Great.
Oh, all right.
Because I have messed up several times today, but I do a pretty good job most of the time. And I mean, most people never do it, so I would have a huge advantage.
That's a great idea.
I think statistically, those are my best odds.
100 random people.
100 random people.
If I wanted to be really specific, it would probably be something physically difficult but conceptually simple, like, I don't know, blocking baseballs that bounce. Like set up a machine, throwing 90, and then whoever can block the most out of 10, because I know I can do that.
Yeah.
And I know that random people just have never done it.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'd do pretty well to bench press, too.
Based on the statistics, I would be in the top 2%.
Yeah. You only got to beat a couple of muscle heads.
Yeah, well, the problem is if there's one of those. But you said random people, but within random, it could be Jack Reacher and it could be Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah.
It's probably not Jack Reacher.
Probably not Timothy Chalamet.
I don't know.
I'm just talking about body types. I'm talking about the actual people.
Andrew, how about you?
I'll take running the radio board and hope I don't get paired up against Rachel.
Well, she's not random. She's a professional.
That's good.
You got one?
I don't have one dialed up. As Rach was talking, but because it has to be measurable, though.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't
So
say.
like hosting a show would be harder.
Right,
to
it's
measure.
harder to measure. Right.
Someone else might go like, I love that other guy.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about stand-up just because I've done it quite a bit.
And random people will not have done it.
And random people will not have done it. But again, that's not measurable.
How do you measure? Yeah.
Boy.
Because no matter what, anything entertainment is going to be somewhat subjective.
Yeah. Catching quarters off my elbow.
You're pretty good at that.
Pretty good at that.
What
Kind
if
of
it's
a fun little thought experiment.
It is, because obviously it's all about whether or not you have some specific niche interest that other people probably don't have.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know, that's kind of that's like to me with the catching thing. It's like, well, I know that even if you look at any team at any level, basically there's only 2 catchers out of 25 people. So even there, you're in the minority in a specific group of people. But if you just take randomness, I mean, you know, the fact that you've even done it might even put you ahead.
Switching quickly, I have an amazing science story that makes me very proud of SIU, my alma mater, E, not C. This is C. But also, what a time we're living in. Scientists at SIU Carbondale have figured out a way to take plastics and turn it into food. They're taking microplastics and turning it into cookies, edible cookies. So, 1, it can get rid of the plastics. 2, it can feed the planet. 3, how sad is it that we have to eat plastic to survive? But they haven't eaten one yet because the university won't let them. But they're like, I promise they're edible, they're nutritious, and they're made out of plastic.
Well, you got to have other stuff, right?
They're bonding it with plant-based stuff. And somehow the plants break down the plastics. It turns into this and glucose and blah, blah, blah.
I mean, I think it's a noble pursuit for sure. I personally would struggle with eating that cookie.
Sure.
And I'm someone who's like, I would eat lab-grown meat like in a heartbeat. I don't care.
I think I'd eat the cookie first.
Really?
And I get it. Like, as I understand it, lab-grown meat is meat, but there's just something about it. That Impossible Whopper we had really did a number on me.
Yeah.
The heme.
The what?
It's called heme. It's the fake blood.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, but like, if it's lab grown, it would still be technically, like, genetically actually meat as opposed to plant products.
It just gets in my way.
I get it.
Yeah. Tell you guys about Zero Res. I'm sure if you are a daily listener, you already know about Zero Res. And you probably already know what the monthly deal is, which I appreciate. You guys listening enough and caring enough to clock those things. They've been with me, again, about the same amount of time as Lombardo, 15, 18 years. And they're very loyal to me. They're very motivated to make me happy. They get a lot of leads from the DGS, make a lot of money from KMOX. And so when someone calls or goes to the website and says, hey, I heard about you on the Glover Show, they absolutely kind of straighten their spine. Like, okay, here we go. Let's make these people really happy. They have the 30-day Gotta Love It guarantee, which means if we come out to your house and we clean your carpets, your area rugs, your couches, your chairs, your air ducts, your dryer vents, your hardwood, and you're not super impressed, don't be sheepish. Call them. Let them know you're not. They'll come back. They'll do it again. They want to make you happy. 314-474-2020, or you can book online at ZeroResSTL.com.
We don't just cover St. Louis. We share it. That's why the stories you hear every morning aren't just headlines. They're about your neighborhood.
Ferguson's police chief took the stand in day one of
your roads.
Westbound 270 North County just had some volume on
your Cardinals.
Riley O'Brien strikes out the side in the 9th inning.
Your community.
I'm Tom Ackerman.
This is Debbie Monterey.
I'm Megan Lynch.
Total Information AM. Weekdays on KMOX.
I'm not one to say I told you so, but I switched to Pure Talk over a year ago, and ever since, I've been telling people there's no better wireless company out there. Well, a few months ago, a massive survey was conducted. 123,000 people were asked to rate their wireless carrier in 4 categories: coverage, support, data, and overall value. Well, the results are in. Guess which wireless company was the only wireless company to get 5 stars in every category? Yeah, Pure Talk. 5 stars, every category. To celebrate, Pure Talk is offering the first 3 months of any plan for just $15 a month, including their top-tier unlimited plan. No contract, no commitment, just a very inexpensive way to test drive the only American wireless company with 5 stars in every category. Just dial pound 250, say micro, and Pure Talk's U.S. customer service will take it from there. Again, pound 250 micro. And yes, I told you so.
Traffic from the MichaelsFloorandOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, they're currently clearing a crash to the right shoulder. Eastbound 70 just east of the Blanchette Bridge involved a tractor trailer. It looked pretty minor. Lanes are being opened as I'm watching it right now. So eastbound 70, not much of a jam. It's only backed up to 5th Street. Westbound 70 coming out from the Rock Road into that area around the Blanchette's kind of slow. We also have an incident at Frost, northbound 170 north of Hanley. A lane block there. North 170 is a solid jam back at Highway 70. Southbound 170 delays from about Delmar down to 64. Westbound 64 is bogged down from Kings Highway out to Clayton Skinker and then Lindbergh out to 270. Approaching Clarkson at Topgolf is slow, then it backs up west to Lake St. Louis Boulevard in pockets. Westbound 364 from K, most of the way to Bryan Road. We had an incident there. It's bumper to bumper. Southbound 270 Ladue, down through Manchester, and Manchester up to Ladue. Northbound's kind of slow as well. There's another southbound slowdown approaching 44. Southbound 141. You've got delays Milldale down to Dutch Mill. It's jammed again approaching Big Bend all the way down into Valley Park. That's pretty tough. Southbound 55, Butler Hill through Merrimack Bottom, but after that, you're good to go downtown. Eastbound 44, delays east of 55 over to the Musial Veterans Bridge. Eastbound 70 from O'Fallon Park to the Musial Veterans is heavy. Westbound 55-70 from 255 midway to 111 slow, and eastbound 64 backs up east of 157 to 159. I'm Roger Brand in the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Why pay full insurance when you can customize and save? Switch to Liberty Mutual and they'll customize your auto and home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Something big is coming on September 2nd. DraftKings Game Day arrives with massive deals, exclusive offers, and an all-day celebration built for sports fans. The countdown has begun. All roads lead to Game Day. Sign up with DraftKings today with code KMOX and get ready to celebrate the biggest day of the season. Whatever you're betting, DraftKings Game Day has deals dropping all day long. One app, every sport. DraftKings Game Day is yours. Mark the date, September 2nd. DraftKings Game Day is the kickoff of a new season, a new era, and the biggest day in sports history. Get ready to celebrate. New DraftKings customers, sign up with code KMOX. Spend $5 to get $200 in bonus bets within 21 days. That's code KMOX. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER, 21 plus, physically present in Missouri. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 in non-withdrawable bonus bets issued every 7 days via click to claim for 21 days. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. Limited time offer.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Today, the Cards, the Orioles.
Ameren Total Access 550. First pitch 6:45.
Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS and KMOX, 3:34. Dave Murray time. Hello, Dave.
Hello there.
Your hair's looking fantastic today.
I was thinking it didn't look very good, but
No.
that's the breaks.
It's got a mind.
Them's the breaks.
Dave Murray here has a mind of its own.
Boy, it always has.
Yeah.
It always has.
Can't identify.
When I was in college, I caddied.
Yeah.
And that was my main job because my lawn business couldn't operate when I was off at school.
Mm-hmm.
So I caddied. And I truly had the white man's afro.
right.
Like 4 years.
Like Fletch. 6'2", but 6'5" with the hair.
That's right. It was awesome.
We need some pics.
Yeah, well, I don't have any pics of that.
Oh, wow.
No, it was great times. Great time caddying. I love doing that.
I bet. So how good were you at your best playing golf?
About a 2 handicap.
That's pretty good.
You're pretty good.
That was like in high school.
We were just talking about that yesterday, like whether or not you played, because I didn't remember, because you were talking about the tournament. And Dave's like, he played for real. And I'm like, then he was probably good then.
No, I played all through high school and played well. Actually, it was the high school I went to. It was Rhode Island, and we could never win the state championship. East Providence would always beat us. Always beat us.
Always hate them.
They were just a bunch of thugs. and that my senior year, we beat them. And we won state.
The Murray effect. So do you still play, Dave?
With my shoulder injury, I haven't played in quite a while, though I'm starting to swing the club again, getting back to it. I really suck now.
Isn't that terrible?
I'm about a 19 handicap now. I'm just horrible.
I'd love to be a 19 handicap.
And I think a lot of it is, when I haven't gotten to the point where I played well for a number of years. And then as I worked, the level went down and down and down because you had to work, they wouldn't send the paycheck to play golf. Though I know a lot of guys who did that, and my brother included. And it was just one of those things, you don't enjoy it that much anymore because you know how well you can play, but you're never going to get back to that level.
I
know that feeling, man.
I'm not even exaggerating about this. When I was the best at golf, my dad had an old 1950s set of clubs, and we would dig a hole for the hole and put a tin can in it, and we'd play golf.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the Opal's yard is a par 4.
Yes.
And I couldn't have cared less, and I didn't know
That
anything
window,
about
that
a
window
swing.
is out of bounds, by the way.
Yeah. That's a 2-stroke penalty, too.
But that was South Roxana golf.
Yeah.
That's how we did it. Yeah, really cool. Dave, how long do we have this gorgeousness?
It's warmer tomorrow, but it's nothing weird. It's like 90, 91 in the afternoon. The morning will be okay. We have a very weak cool front coming through late in the day, Wednesday into Wednesday evening. It might pop a thunderstorm, isolated storm. Think that the prime time would be 4 p.m. to about 9 p.m. I'm not expecting much from it. Doesn't have a lot of work to do. 68, though, so winds turn to the northwest Wednesday night. Thursday and Friday, sunny and 88 degrees. And then the last weekend of August is all about summer, 90 to 95 degrees for high temperatures. Humidity comes back with a southerly flow, and that will take us into at least early next week. Don't forget, the fall forecast is coming up this Friday. Full moon is late Thursday night into Friday. There is, it's known as the Sturgeon moon, and there is a partial eclipse of the moon. The peak eclipse will be at 11:12 at 96% coverage. Should be pretty cool.
Also on Friday, Dave? The eclipse?
The eclipse, that's what would be Thursday night. The full moon is like late Thursday night into Friday morning.
Okay.
Should be kind of cool.
Yeah. I'm for sure going to make a note to. No.
Sure.
I'm 50,
just got to find the moon.
I'm 50-50 on finding the moon.
You know what? It was 96% covered. I couldn't find it.
Yeah, I'd have a pretty good excuse.
I say there, you have a pretty good, yeah.
Dave, did you see the eclipse? I think so.
Can you imagine like indigenous people who didn't know anything about anything, and when that happened the first time in their life, they're just like, oh, well, we're goners.
Yeah, and especially a solar.
Oh, yeah, when it gets dark in the middle of the day.
In the middle of the day, that had to freak people out.
How long till we have another shot at that in St. Louis? Any idea?
Not offhand.
Yeah.
Not offhand. I worry about that as we get closer. I don't know of one in the immediate future. Anyway.
Right.
I think we just had a solar eclipse. Where was it? Like down in the Antarctic or something?
Yeah, I saw that. And ours was like what? Rates 2017? Mm-hmm. 16, something like that.
That was so
17.
cool.
It was so cool.
So cool.
So great. I was out on a boat on Lake Aspen at Innsbruck, and it got so dark that all the lights from all of the cabins came on.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like, you just got to see it.
Yeah, it was wild because we were out on a small lake out west, like New Melly area, and as soon as it happened, all the bugs started.
Yeah. Yeah.
All the nighttime bugs were like, chirp, chirp, chirp.
Yeah. That came quick.
Yeah.
And then 20 minutes later, like, what the hell are we doing?
They're like, hey, who turned on the lights?
What are your headlines, Rach?
Yes. So, Apple is reportedly planning a price hike for the iPhone 15. Details are expected at their event next month. But that move would follow price hikes on the iPad Air, MacBook Air, and Mac Studio, which actually went up by $150 to $500 earlier this summer. They're looking at a jump of around $100 on the iPhone, bringing the base price to roughly $1,200.
Do you think they'll do this big announcement like they do all their other big ones with a really sexy, exciting presentation on stage?
Yeah.
Sure. You guys, the newest thing in iPhone. It's more expensive. Yeah.
I've had my iPhone for 3 years now, and knock on wood, it's still working okay.
Yeah. I think I've had mine think I'm going on 8 years with mine.
Wow.
Oh, man.
And it still has a battery that works?
It still has a battery that works.
I'm like,
Not great, but it still works.
Okay.
I'm like that with iPads.
Yeah.
I just bought 2 new refurbished iPads, probably like 4 or 5 years old, because I literally don't do anything but like, internet and then an app for lyrics when I play in the band. So I don't care. Doesn't have to be like the latest thing.
Right.
Couple $100.
Okay, we've got a new study that suggests at least 1 in 4 former NFL players may have CTE.
I saw this.
Just absolutely devastating.
Yeah, they said the number is probably closer to 50.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, because they don't even get to test all of them. They only test the ones that where the player or the families say, please test for this. It's a massive issue in football. It's an issue in hockey. It's an issue in soccer because of the repeated, use of headers. And the problem is that it's not about concussions. It's all of the repetitive subconcussive hits where it's just like over and over and over. Your head shakes and your brain shakes inside your skull. And you don't even feel it at the time, but it builds up over 20, 25 years. And they're even seeing CTE now sometimes in like younger players when they pass away, high school players and college age players. Yeah. So, I mean, that's pretty early on. And I know that some of the research on brain injuries with football have gone all the way down. Like Virginia Tech did a study on like 9-year-olds and how violent their reactions are when they play tackle football. And with the kids, there's actually more damage done than there is with a college player. Even though the college players are bigger, stronger, faster, and hit harder, the kids don't have the muscle structure to support the head. So their head whiplashes. And they said some of the most violent head shaking they recorded were like 9 and 10-year-old players.
Would you guys let your kids play football?
I would not let a son. No, I would not. Not until at least 13. And I know that's what a lot of the medical professionals recommend. So that's why I picked that number. But before that, you're just trying to build skills anyway. And at that point, at 13, you can maybe have a better evaluation of, okay, is it worth it based on whether or not my kid actually has the ability to be a football player?
Yeah.
Because you don't know that at 9 or 10. You never really know that.
I haven't played a contact sport since I was small, but I played football and I played a lot of soccer, and I had my bell rung a couple times pretty good. And then I had that time on the retreat for my law firm where the drunk guy knocked me off the cart and I ended up with stitches. Everyone saw my wig. So I worry about it,
I actually wonder, too, like down the road, are we going to start studying this in catchers? Because I don't think I caught long enough, because I didn't catch before I was 17, and I only did it through college. So, I mean, I had a little window there, but you get hit a lot. You're always getting hit in the face with a pitch that bounces or with a foul ball or whatever. It's not the same as football, though. Like football players literally shake their brain every time every snap. Yeah. Every snap, you're running into a person and your brain shakes.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be funny. Do catchers ever get hit in the head with a bat?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's not that common, but it definitely happens. And it happens more now than it did in the past because catchers creep so far forward because they're trying to steal strikes at the bottom of the zone.
You know what I was thinking about? These are the kind of things I think about. That if I were a professional baseball player, it would be great. But one thing that would freak me out every season is knowing I'm probably going to get hit by about 10 pitches at least.
Oh.
I know, but it would, the thought of it freaks me out.
I love that Dave's negotiating it right now. I would, but
I think that the reason I laughed is it's actually a valid response if you don't play. Because, of course, you're not used to it. But, if you've played a long time, you're just used to it. It's like almost anything else. I mean, it's like working. It's like Amy's running. I would die if I had to run a marathon, but she's trained for it, so she can run a marathon. You get used to it.
I don't know if I get used to getting hit by 100-mile-an-hour pitches.
No,
I mean, you don't get very many hundreds, but you do. Look, you get hit all the time.
The level that I would play at, I'd be seeing a lot of 100-mile-an-hour guys.
This guy's got Miz with a target on his back.
I mean, if we're just making it up, I'm facing a lot of robot
They're all
pitchers.
hundreds, and
By the way, is anyone else disturbed by the robots breaking all the running records? I am too.
I'm disturbed at just looking at it.
Yes.
It's like, no, stop it.
Thank you. We're all like, did you see he kicked a little kid in the balls? And did you see he broke Usain Bolt's record? We're like, okay.
Have fun.
Have a good time.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't be teaching the robots who may in the future have artificial intelligence to be faster than us.
Right. Thank you.
We're going to have to all walk around with like pocket EMPs.
Because we
You're
always
being
say,
chased and you just go, bow.
Right, because it's always like, it's never going to be a problem. You could just unplug them. And it's like, no, they're going to overpower you physically. Immediately.
They don't have very good balance, though. They seem to run into things
As
a lot and
of
fall
now.
down. Yeah, that's a good point. They'll solve that
That's
problem.
where
They'll
you
come
need
out
a
with like
baseball bat.
Yeah. Better bring a metal one.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it.
All righty.
Tell you guys about Stewie at Stewart's American Mortgage. And if you have even thought about doing a debt consolidation or a refinancing, or if you're in the market for a new house, maybe your first house, and maybe a candidate for a new 30-year mortgage, you really need to know about Stewie. And it's good enough. Stewie's good enough. So much better than his competition that you might want to file this away just to be the person in your life to go like, oh, hey, you guys are buying a house. I got a mortgage guy for you. And here's two reasons why. First, the bagel loan. Called the bagel loan because the bagel looks like a zero, and Stewie's the only person in the metropolitan area who handles mortgages who pays your fees. So you pay zero fees. Second thing, about 2 months ago, he started this program where for the foreseeable future, we're still doing it now, if you do a new 30-year mortgage, here you're going to pay 1% less in interest than you normally would. So let's say that your credit score gets you a 6% mortgage right now. You're going to pay 5% for the first 12 months. Pretty cool. He gives you his cell phone number. This is literally the same number I text him on. 314-324-4440. 324-4440. NMLS 226715.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
No busy highways this afternoon. It's traffic reports of service to the Sandberg Phoenix Law Firm. If you're headed downtown, eastbound Highway 70, you've got traffic bogged down from O'Fallon Park all the way to the Museo Veterans Bridge. Eastbound 44, there's a crash just before the Poplar. 44 is backed up at about Jefferson. I want to talk about our USPS Ground Advantage reliable route. Eastbound 64 is just a little slow east of McKnight through to about Big Bend, but the run through the city part looks great. There's barely a slowdown just a little east of Union Station, so that's the best way to get to the Poplar Street Bridge across the river into Illinois. Of course, the Museo Veterans Bridge is wide open too, but I mentioned, that delay on 70 is pretty heavy. Westbound 70 going the other way, you got a couple little slow spots at the airport, both directions between 270 and the Blanchette Bridge are bogged down. We have an eastbound crash on the shoulder there. Westbound 64 Kings Highway out through McCausland. It's slow Clayton Wharton to Ballas, approaching Clarkson at Topgolf, and Lake St. Louis Boulevard out to 70. South 270 Olive down through Manchester. Stop and go pockets. 44 to Gravois slow. Westbound 44 Bowles to west of 141's busy. Southbound 55 270 to Merrimack Bottom. Northbound and southbound midway down between M and Z, there's a little heavy traffic. And eastbound 64 157 most of the way to 159, you've got delays. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
At Sandberg Phoenix, we're more than just a law firm. We're partners committed to you, your business, and your community. From family law to litigation, we're ready to serve. Visit SandbergPhoenix.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
The Ted Savage Cardinals Care Classic is coming to Whitmore Country Club on Thursday, September 10th. Enjoy a round of golf and mingle with Cardinals alumni from the 2006 World Series champion team, all while raising funds for the Cardinals Nike RBI program. Registration includes golf with a Cardinals celebrity, on-course, pre- and post-golf refreshments, golf swag, and more. To register for the Ted Savage Cardinals Care Classic or to learn more, visit cardinals.com/golf. That's cardinals.com/golf.
Retiring soon? Get the information you need by joining Kyle Jones and Matt Allgeier of Fire Capital Management for your retirement highway, Sunday mornings at 9:30. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
It's 3:50. This time check is sponsored by Paramount Men's Medical Center.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What do parents think of back to school at Staples, where 24-pack Crayola crayons are just 50 cents?
Staples has folders, notebooks, and pens at great prices.
I'm smiling from ear to ear.
It's the most wonderful time.
Mom, I missed the bus of the year.
It's a wonderful time at Staples, where school supplies start at just 25 cents. Staples. That was easy. Visit your local Staples today or shop online and in the app. Ends 9/12. Exclusions apply.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Let me tell you one of the reasons I think we became the largest injury firm in the world, and it's not even close. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. My wife and I had a plan early on. In our firm, our lawyers only work on certain types of cases. Our products liability and dangerous drug lawyers only work on those cases. Same for car crashes, workers' compensation, medical malpractice, and insurance disputes. Our thinking is for these lawyers to focus on one area of the law and live it and breathe it. Power comes from knowledge. Many lawyers do everything, jack of all trades. Not us, and we don't charge an hourly rate. You only pay us if we win. If you want to hire us, it's easy. Dial Pound Law on your cell phone, pound 529, or visit forthepeople.com on your phone or computer from the comfort of your own home. Let us get to work for you. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Welcome back, DGS. We have the think tank coming up at the top of the hour. Ian Mackey and Kurt Barr. We should cut out the middleman and just make them physically fight today. You in? Everybody in?
Who you got?
Change it from the think tank to the
Spank tank.
No.
Those are two nice boys. They're not going to fight
That's
each other.
true.
You don't want to see them spank each other?
I don't want. I actually don't want to see that.
I'm on an island on this.
I don't like that name.
Love you, Kurt. Love you, Ian. I don't want to see that.
Fine. I told the guys I had a creepy story for them. I find it creepy. So, have you heard about organoids? They are tiny brains that we have created. So, they are small, obviously, and rudimentary, but they are living human brain tissue. And the oldest ones just turned 7 years old. Now, here's the creepy part. The scientists' best guess, because they're kind of guessing, is that the brains actually record time and may experience time passing and may have rudimentary memories. So these little clumps of tissue could be having an experience. Which is really creepy to me, because what if it's a bad experience? Like, what if in their little organoid world, it's negative, and time's just passing by, and they're just a little piece of brain?
I mean, that is horrifying to ponder. I wonder how many memories they could have if they don't have any sensory intake, though.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
They said that they would have memories of each stage of their brain development.
Right, but what would be...
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm saying it's like, if it's not sensory, then what would the negative be?
Yeah, that's a good question, too.
Well,
because like for us, a lot of that is fear of death. It's pain. It's, it's psychological pain.
And that's the creepy part to me, because who knows? Who knows at that level? Maybe they think much more deeply than we think they're capable of.
Maybe.
The spank tank.
They say, I'm so miserable because I'm going to miss the spank tank.
It's Kurt Barr and Ian Mackey. I'm just a tiny piece of human
They're just going to,
tissue.
they're going to do like the, what is it? Which one? Is it Homer Simpson? You walk in and you turn around and walk right back out?
Yeah.
They're going to walk in here. They're going to hear you say that. And they're going to go, nope, and turn right back around.
I can live with that. There's a chance of getting the spank tank. Tell you guys about my friend, Dr. Matt Bays. Talk about him all the time. Good friend, great dude. Known him for 20 years. Great doctor. I've been to him for... different physical ailments. Phoebe has been to Dr. Bays many times because she was diagnosed when she was young with something called hypermobility syndrome. And so her playing sports and doing gymnastics and lacrosse and stuff, that was always an issue. She had more turned ankles and wrists than most kids. So we